names for the 17th hole seating area, whether it's the Island Green, the Suites, the Hospitality. We are at the bleachers, which is really one of the coolest spots because we've got the green right here hanging out with all our favorite fans, and also the 18th tee, which we can actually see. On the video feed, we figured we'd show you the 17th green because it's the 17th hole.
Of course,
so we might as well do that.
Yeah.
How are we doing today here on a Wednesday of Action Sports Shacks on ESPN690? We're getting rocking and rolling here. We're a day away from the Players' Championship teeing off. I think everybody's over no Tiger Woods. The dominating story in the sports world is coronavirus and how it's impacting sports. So far, not impacting this tournament. Although we'll be interested to see if crowds are down. No doubt about that, and I would expect it to be. And then everybody would say, well, it's because of Tiger. No, it's because of coronavirus. Well, it could be a little bit of both if some of the crowds are down. Another beautiful weather day. Again, yesterday I called it the top 5 weather day maybe in the history of the Players' Championship. I've only been to 12 of them, but you get the idea. It was that good, and this one is darn good once again. So weather is no excuse to not come out to the Players' Championship. We'll make our predictions today. Who's going to win the Players? Who's our money on? Who's going to lose another bet?
Yeah.
It's all about betting. That's what they do right here on the 17th
What's
hole.
at stake right now? Do we know yet?
We never know what's at stake.
We never bet anything. Like we say we're going to bet something.
The only thing we bet is the shake. It's all Tom Brady related, if Brady stays in New England or not.
Of course.
That's the only actual bet that we have something on the line.
Exactly.
Which is shame on us because I like winning things.
Well, of course, and I love watching people lose things like you. So I think we both have that in common. And listen, I'm sure we'll probably talk about the coronavirus a little bit more today on this show, but it's affecting friendships. As this lady, hey, I don't care about it either, man. But friendships are getting affected right now. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's
already.
My favorite woman here at the Players' Championship says enough already about the coronavirus. I hear you.
Well, no, I hear you. But all I'm saying is I saw one of my friends today I'm walking by who I haven't probably seen in 6 years. We call him, his name's Dan. We all call him Tugboat. So I'm like, Tugboat, dude, good to see you. So I go in for a hug, and he gets one of these. Brent, you were there. You saw it. He's like, no, man, no. I'm like, oh, no. You mean to tell me the coronavirus is really taking over our friendship? I haven't seen you in 6 years. And he actually had back surgery. Well, he said he had back surgery. So then I'm like, that's your excuse. We're going to go with back surgery right now. You're walking around at the Players with post-back surgery. Apparently, he really did have back surgery.
Yeah,
so I just gave him a bump.
Because I was suggesting a chest bump at the time if he didn't want to do the coronavirus handshake.
Exactly. Which a chest bump with back surgery probably doesn't mix too well either, though, Brent.
By the way, that guy was 1145 pounds. How the heck did he get the nickname Tugboat?
So his last name is Teagle. So, Teagle, Tugboat, kind of like that.
I get you.
Plus, he always brings the friendships together. As we say.
Very good. Very good. I like that. He's like a matchmaker.
Yes, sir.
Very nice. It's amazing how people get nicknames, but you got to give it to them. You can't have your own nickname.
Yeah. Do you have one?
Well, not really. People have said before, like B-Mart,
B-Mart? I don't know if I like that.
I don't have one.
That kind of sounds like
not big enough for a nickname.
Discount grocery store. Let's go to B-Mart.
Well, yeah. Well, my daughter, the girls on her softball team and coaches call her Kmart, so that it really is a discount store.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that one.
But she likes it. She doesn't know. Well, listen, she's 14.
I guess you got to embrace
hardly
it.
grew up with Kmart.
She doesn't know Kmart's, man. I remember Kmart's in my childhood. If you needed some batteries, some Topps trading cards, you hit up Kmart. I don't know if they're even still around anymore.
I don't know either, but I'd hate to have my name be Wally. Then you calling them Walmart.
They're good point. Good point.
All right, we'll pick a winner or two. We've got a bunch of football topics. I like it when I'm struggling for topics, and I ask on the group text, all right, come up for some topics here. What do we got? How do we turn this forward? Football season, a week away from the new league year beginning. Free agency will really heat up in the next 96 hours or so, really. We're getting that close. Once this tournament ends, we've got Selection Sunday with our brackets, and we also have free agency upon us, legal tampering, the best phrase maybe in sports, and we get to talk all about that. What will the Jags do? What will they do with Calais Campbell? What will they do with Yannick Ngakoue? But we have a couple of twists on some topics that we have discussed. And, of course, we have the 10 questions in 5 minutes, which right now is really the claim to fame of Coos.
It is.
I mean, he has been killing it.
Yeah, people are starting to murmur about it. People are really big fans of that 10 questions in 5 minutes.
I am going to say I'm open to suggestions for the questions today.
Coos, it was that means I slept in.
2 questions in.
Coos is like, that means I slept in and really didn't feel like doing anything.
The new Call of Duty came out. It was a late night for me.
There you go, Brent.
Unbelievable.
It's those dang video games, man.
Coos, how old are you?
I am 27.
27 years old and Call of Duty excuse.
Well, hey, you know me. I got to say a dang thing about that because I'm playing video games too, and I'm watching Japanese anime, so I'm 32 years old. I can't say anything about it.
Gosh, how do people have this much time on their hands? What happened with our society? What happened with our young people?
That's because we're not here, Brent. But I was here. I mean, the Chainsmokers last night weren't that bad, though. I actually stayed around for a little bit.
Yeah, they did an all right job. The place was rocking. And, Kuz, what was the reaction on WAPE last night?
It sounded like a lot of people really liked it. They thought it was a really good show, and most people seemed like they didn't care that it was a different genre than it has been in years past.
Well, that's good.
And, Brent, what did you think about it, man? Because, once again, you're kind of the casual observer, right? You're not too familiar with the Chainsmokers. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. It's like a 45-minute show. It's worth it. It's good. I said at the end of the show yesterday, I was like, you know what? Look at the crowd. The crowd's been like that for the last however many years they've done this, whether it's Tim McGraw, Big and Rich, Luke Combs, Toby
Dierks
Keith,
Bentley,
or Chainsmokers. Yeah. And so what we came to the end of the show, and we're like, you know what? Roll anybody out here. Yep. You're going to get that kind of crowd. Yep. And so we think – I really like what we said, though. I think I would love to see how the older, like I hate to say the word recycled, but like all these older bands are performing now. They're still touring,
of course,
and some of them don't have their original band members.
Yeah,
but bring one of those guys. I mean, I mentioned Journey. I don't know if Journey's too big for it or whatever, but find one of those kind of bands, and then you mix it up, right? You have a country artist, you have kind of like that WAPE genre or demographic kind of band that comes out, and then you have like an old timer group come out, and you mix the demographics every 3 years.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Well, and I think the cool thing with the Chainsmokers last night was like, they're DJs, so essentially you can play whatever you want to play, right? So I think I heard Leonard Skinner last night. I heard Joan Jett a little bit. So they kind of had a very nice eclectic mix of music kind of for all audiences, which helps when you're a DJ, not actually just a band,
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that's it. No more music. I'm
Done.
not doing this.
It's all
we spent
good,
10
man.
minutes talking music at the end of the show. I don't talk music here
Brent's
on the show.
Triggered. It's okay.
I'm not doing it.
Okay, man.
You can go listen to some other show for that. Let's talk sports instead.
Listen to my podcast coming out next month. Yeah.
Brent Martineau, Austin Lane, here at the 17th hole. Fun day here because it's a caddy competition. I was out bright and early here this morning and checked some of the caddy shots were really good. We also had a local kid, Teddy, who is from the North Florida Junior Golf Foundation, who actually our Action Sports Shack Stream 18 supports. But Russell Knox is a pro golfer, lives in Jacksonville, went to JU. He's actually originally from Scotland, but he's an awesome guy. And he's an ambassador for North Florida Junior Golf Foundation. And he had this young man from Ponte Vedra caddy for him on the back nine. And that was a lot of fun. So Phil Mickelson was out earlier today, not on the golf course. Well, he was on the golf course too, but he was doing an event with the Moors. So a lot happening here on a Wednesday. Dreams Come True was out here. Tom Coughlin J Fund. So really a great day here at the Players Championship on a Wednesday. And once again, the weather's beautiful. Caddy competition continues. Out of 74 shots, 44 of them ended up in the water for the caddy competition here today. So hopefully you'll get to see a couple of them right behind
and
us.
can you kind of explain how this whole caddy competition works, right? It's like the golfers get together, they pitch in a pot, I think, right? Did I do my research correctly?
You did.
And then whoever gets closest to the pin gets the entire prize?
Yeah, and here's the deal, and some of that goes to the charity and to help support Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah.
And the Tom Watson's old caddy, Tom Watson, legendary golfer, passed away of Lou Gehrig's disease, and that's how this kind of came about. And what I didn't realize, even though I've been covering this for a long time, or maybe I just forgot, but this is the only time of year they do this. This is the only tournament. They don't do this like weekly at every tournament. So this is a cool thing for the caddies to be able to do. And some of them are really good players.
Sure.
Like Paul Tesori, Webb Simpson's caddy, is like an amateur player that plays in local events.
Yeah.
Now, these guys are good players, even though they don't play a lot of golf anymore because they're usually on the road with, carrying the bag. So that's kind of the story behind it. And, yeah, it's kind of for charity and Lou Gehrig's disease, and the caddies all get together and the players chip in and all that. So fun stuff. Well, it's kind of a light moment before things about to heat up here at the Players' Championship.
And be honest right now, we have good seats. We're watching the 17 green, and you're sitting here. You're very fasted, I'm sure. You're intermittently fasted right now.
I am right now, yes.
And you've been golfing out of your mind because of it. And, a couple weeks ago, you hit the closest to the pin
I did.
For that event. How bad do you want to get out there right now and show everybody what Brent Martineau's all about?
Well, I really don't want to get out there at all because the last 2 swings I've taken here, I hit 1 foot 9 inches and 7 feet 3 inches. And that's about as good as I'm going to do.
Legend lives on.
So I'm like retiring.
The legend lives on.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't want any bad mojo out of that. No more scar tissue.
Okay.
I've erased the first 1 for 24 that I had on this hole or whatever it was.
Okay.
So I'll brag about those 2 shots in back-to-back weeks.
I like it.
For the rest of my life.
So realistically, do you think any caddy is going to beat that? What you shot last
I doubt.
time?
I don't know what the closest right now is, but I would imagine it's around probably 4 or 5 feet.
So no.
I had 1 foot 9 inches. They're not going to beat that. But in the charity challenge, the one where I won the $10,000 for Firehouse Subs.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
That was 7 foot 3 inches. Somebody will beat that.
Okay.
I guarantee you somebody if they probably already have.
Okay.
I haven't seen the scoreboard, but I guarantee you somebody will beat that. All right, we're going to talk some football. We're going to get going there on the Players' Championship. We'll have our picks as well. And Kuz has like 2.5 hours to come up with 10 questions because obviously Call of Duty is on his mind.
We've got 4 in so far.
Hey, maybe you can theme Call of Duty questions, even though that will go way over my head.
There we go.
If you do it that way, like you did with the chain.
Oh, yeah, they got a game called Warzone. If you had to pick one No, I don't got anything.
Off to a good start.
Yeah, that's finish that sentence later.
Yeah.
Kuz. All right, we're taking time out. We come back. We talk some football. We got a bunch of different topics today as it relates to free agency and what's about to go down in the next week. We invite you in the conversation, 904-362-9901, the Players' Championship, 17th hole, the backdrop here on a Wednesday edition of Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690, live from the Players here in Ponte Vedra.
Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the first alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Warm today under partly cloudy skies. Highs in the lower 80s inland and the 70s at the beaches. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jacks from the First Alert Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds, where 0% financing for 5 years has been held over. Find out more at beardsdiamonds.com.
They say it should be impossible for bumblebees to fly because their wings are too small for their bodies. But bumblebees don't care. They just fly. Bright Expectations is dedicated to helping our Florida residents with special needs and unique abilities find the resources, support, and inspiration that they and their families need to break barriers and achieve their dreams. Visit www.brightexpectations.com to start your journey today.
This message is sponsored by the Florida Department of Health, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Hey, boss, is it just me, or have you noticed more Safe Touch security signs on this street?
I did notice. 8 out of the last 10 houses were Safe Touch houses.
Boss, maybe this has something to do with it. Listen.
And the Safe Touch two-way communicator provides the fastest emergency response available.
Oh, goody.
Get yours
now Bill O'Reilly is spreading the word about Safe Touch. You know what this means, don't you?
That more people are going to hear Bill O'Reilly talking about Safe Touch?
Well, yeah, but it also means more people are going to check into Safe Touch.
Oh, and then they're going to find out how good Safe Touch is.
And get Safe Touch.
And every new Safe Touch house is a house scratched off our target list.
Exactly. Because we got to stick to the Crooks of Us motto, stay away from Safe Touch houses. I used to like that guy.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Hey, it's Mike Golick from Golick & Wingo. Thanks for making ESPN 690 the fastest growing sports station in Jacksonville. Clearly, it's because I'm on every morning from 6 till 10 a.m. But this isn't about me. It's about your business. Get your business noticed today. First Coast is making the switch to ESPN 690, and there's no better time to get on our team than right now. Call ESPN 690 today, 245-8732. That's 245-8732. Grow your business today on the new ESPN 690.
Golick and Wingo.
We're delighted to be joined now by Phillies manager Joe Girardi.
You know, the financial gains for the players are substantial if they have big seasons. I don't know how much of a deterrent it is.
Golick and Wingo, weekdays at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
Hey, it's Mike Golick from Golick & Wingo. You're listening to Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane. Give the guys a call. Grab your cell phone and call *690. This is ESPN 690.
It's just there's so many cases close to me that it could affect that it is obviously my duty, and I think everyone's to do as much as we can to prevent that, even though as hard as it is what it is. So this week, I love to fist bump and high five the kids, but it might be the one week where we don't do it. I love also to sign autographs. I might restrain from that a little bit too. It's just not for being selfish reasons. It's just I feel like it might be the best thing for everybody.
Well, that's Jon Rahm right there, number 2 player in the world. He'll be paired up with Rory McIlroy tomorrow with a really good grouping there with the 1, 2, and 3 players in the world to start things off on a Thursday and a Friday here at the Players' Championship. And Rahm is a guy that, look out, he's about as talented as you can get out here. He's learned to control his emotions, I think, a little bit better, part of maturing. And you remember him a couple of years ago here at TPC Sawgrass. I think it was the 11th hole. Yeah, it was a disaster in the sand in the bunker where he just lost his cool and kind of lost where he was in terms of the golf tournament, and I think working his way around the golf course, shot selection, what to do, and it cost him. And I think he's supremely talented. People talk about the most talented players in the world, and obviously Rory McIlroy comes to mind, but Jon Rahm is not that far behind, and if you look at the world golf rankings, I think it shows that too. But can he get in the winner's circle a little bit more? Can he walk away from the Players' Championship with the trophy? And I think he'll be a betting favorite amongst many to be able to do so here this week. So that was Jon Rahm, but he was talking in terms of coronavirus. He said, hey, I'm going to be giving people fist pumps, and, you got to be careful of it. You don't want to be spreading germs, all those kind of things, but at the same time, the interaction with the fans is part of it, and a big part of it. And at least here, the interaction with the fans is still a part of it.
That's what it's all about.
I really don't want to talk about for 3 hours every day coronavirus. But we also would be silly to not acknowledge just how much the coronavirus topic is invading the sports world right now. Mm-hmm. Within the last couple of hours, the Golden State Warriors have said they're ready to play in front of nobody. The Seattle Mariners have said not playing in front of anybody in March. We talked yesterday. The Ivy League Conference Championship, no go.
Yeah.
Is it overreaction? Is it precautionary? Is this thing going to become some crazy story over the next couple of weeks and months, and we're kind of like not believing it because a little boy cry wolf type of story where everything gets overblown all the time? I feel a little bit of that. But at the same time, if you read more and more, they're now officially calling it a pandemic, I think, and there's just so much involved, and everybody's going to lean on the cautious side of it. Not here at the Players' Championship so far. Everybody's out here. Business as usual. You would not know that's happening other than if you go into the bathrooms and hand sanitizers and everything else. So it's kind of the world we're going to live in now for the next few days, the next weeks, the next months. What I don't know is that a month and a half? Is that 3 months? How long is this going to last where we might get to a stage where we are watching basketball games and Major League Baseball games and nobody is in the stands at all, because that's already happening internationally, and it looks like it's going to start happening at least on the West Coast here in the next couple of weeks.
Can you imagine that scene, though, of tuning in to watch a sporting event and there's nobody there?
It's
there's
bizarre.
Zero crowd noise. It's hard to imagine.
With all the technology today, I would just put people in the stands, and fake it.
Or just pump some crowd noise like the Colts used to do back in the day. I'm just kidding.
Just like
or am I, though?
Laugh track.
Yeah, laugh track. You could go a little Indianapolis Colts and everybody. No,
but we're going to hear sneakers squealing.
Yeah.
Say that fast. Sneakers squealing.
Yeah.
On basketball courts, maybe even in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, as we progress, with this talk and everything, obviously, I think right now, it's to go par for the course. You want to err on the side of caution. All right. So I think everyone's trying to do their due diligence and just to be like, what, we're going to try to do everything in our power to try to prevent the spreading of it. Now, from my opinion, do we know how bad it is yet? No. Do we know all the statistics? Not yet. Hopefully those come out later on in time. But it's just about erring on the side of caution, man. Obviously, I think in terms of media, there is a tendency to err towards more of the side of making people panic a little bit, because that's what sells. If people are panicked, people will tune in and watch. It is what it is. So I think from this perspective here, Brent, people are having a great time. It's hard to quantify it, I guess, right? Because we're in our bubble here at Sawgrass, and I'm having a blast. People are, drinking and killing their immune systems as we speak, but I think we all think that they're going to be okay once they leave this venue. But obviously, erring on the side of caution is a lot of priorities for a lot of franchises as well. So.
Yeah, well, Seattle and San Francisco, by the way, are leading the way on this. This just in as well. Seattle Public Schools closed for at least 2 weeks starting tomorrow. So that's happening. The Seattle Mariners announcing no fans in March. San Francisco, again, Oakland, San Francisco, that area with the Golden State Warriors. And I think Seattle also said any gatherings over 250 people. I think that came out like late last night that they were not going to have crowds at. There's a little bit of this like, okay, is this too much? Is this the right move? I mean, there's a part of me that says maybe flippantly, are there more germs and can you get just as sick going to the grocery store? And they're not shutting down grocery stores, you know? I mean,
well, hey, I have a 5-year-old, okay? That kid bathes in germs. Right? He goes to school every day, and he bathes in germs there, and then he brings those germs home to our place. So, like, from that perspective, man, if I can survive my 5-year-old, if I can survive go to the wrestling room every single day and sweating with grown men and grappling and everything, I think I'm going to be okay.
Yeah, well, now that you just said that, everybody walked away and got further away from us.
Well,
so did I.
Yeah, well, that's because
you're 6 feet away, please.
Well, that's because you have your allergies as well, which is doing us no favors ever. So
I was going to say, so far the pollen is hurting me a heck of a lot more than the coronavirus, but it's been that kind of week. So we'll see where it goes. It's just odd. It's a bizarre time, and some people are following suit. Others are not. Here's going to be the tell. Mm-hmm. Are people willing to, when I say people, organizations, events, willing to pass up the dollar for what they believe is cautionary safety?
Sure.
Yeah.
And
that's what we're seeing. I think the Penn coach got upset about that, said it was very hypocritical about the conference tournament because in the Ivy League, you win that Ivy League conference tournament, you go into the dance.
Yeah.
Well, now they don't have a chance to. The regular season champ goes instead. But the hypocritical nature of it is, okay, where they're going to make money, are people allowed to go in? And we're seeing some of that. We'll see if that follows suit, if more people want to do it. The draft will be a great example of it.
Yeah.
Is the draft's more convention? Is there a lot of money on the table at the draft? Well, there's a lot of money spent. I'm not sure how much is earned. Now, Las Vegas would differ. Vegas would say, hey, they're bringing a bunch of money to our economy. Mm-hmm. But even that is probably changing. I told you we're about to go out to California in April, or at least that's the plan.
That was your plan.
And Steph looked up the tickets. Now they've dropped hundreds of dollars. The hotels that we were staying in, they've dropped. Or the points we were using, and some of our stuff, they've dropped. So where is that going to go? Like somebody said today, you could get to Hawaii for $400.
One I think you mentioned yesterday too. One of the topics we didn't talk about was the cruise ship thing, right? Like I'm sure cruise ships now are $10 a pop. You could probably get on that thing.
Yes.
And I'll be honest. I mean, are you a big cruise guy?
I'm not a huge cruise guy, but I will say this: I'm not a guy that's been I don't overreact to this stuff, and I probably am. Probably too casual about it, this kind of thing, admittedly. But a cruise is one thing I probably would stay away from.
Just in general or just because of this?
This.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can go on a cruise, and if somebody gets sick on a cruise, just in any day, well, the whole thing could happen.
The whole thing's quarantined.
And so that's the one thing I would be like, nah. Now, what we may rethink California because we're going to ballparks.
Yeah.
Our plan is to go to all the 5 ballparks out there and see baseball games. If they don't allow us in to see it, then, well, that's part of the trip.
Yep, absolutely.
So, but it's a great question. It's one I had on the agenda for the last couple of days. If you could get a cruise right now for a couple $100, would you go on it?
I wouldn't either, but that's just I don't like cruises, man.
You don't like them?
Listen, why would I? First of all, I'm not the biggest fan of the ocean. I've talked about that before a little bit, and I get it. We're on a boat. But, dude, I'm 97% water. I don't need to be on 100% water and be on a big ship where I can't escape if something bad goes down, right? So if I want to drink, I'll go to a bar. If I want to hang out with friends, I'll give them a phone call. If I want to see entertainment, I'll go to a casino or something. Like I don't need to be on a cruise ship for a week. I just don't need to do it. And I was on a cruise ship probably when I was like 5 or 6 years old. I don't remember much of it. Honestly, the only thing that I remember of it, this is no offense to my mom who took me on it because, I think I had fun, but I was young, dude. I don't remember much of it. But like the big attraction on the cruise ship was the fact that one of the singers, he was like this black cowboy who sang, what was the song? Boot Street Boogie or whatever.
Yeah.
So like
Boot Scootin' Boogie.
Thank you. The Boot Scootin' Boogie. So like that was like the big draw. Like, hey, you guys got to come check this guy out. Like he's singing boot. It's like, what's so cool about that? I can go on YouTube and watch that right now from anybody, from any kind of ethnicity. So with that being said, man, cruise ships aren't for me.
Yeah, I don't know. Seriously, though, they're almost giving them away right now.
I know.
And that has been the one thing, even before this latest stretch where people are starting to cancel things, that even I think the U.S. government had said, hey, I would not go on cruises right now. I'd advise you not to. So, and I've talked to a couple people out here, actually, that said they were supposed to go next week, and they're canceling it, or they have already canceled it. And I think some of those cruise lines, by the way, are offering, like this one example, they'll offer up, you can go through 2022.
Okay.
So it's like 18 months or 24-month type of thing. So, listen, we get a kind of casual about so much of this stuff that really dominates the news cycle. And whether that's right or wrong, it's probably wrong, but it's true. It's factual. We do. And a lot of it because it dominates the day and then goes away. I think politics in so many ways has kind of shaped that. It's just background noise now for so many. And I think this had that tone, but it seems like it's ramped up to a different kind of level. And maybe a level we haven't seen before. So coronavirus impacting sports, and where's it going to go in the next couple of days and couple of weeks ahead? We'll keep you posted because it actually does impact a lot of our coverage going forward. The NFL draft is a big part of it.
Yeah.
You just said the Eagles have said they're not sending people to pro days.
They're not going to pro days, man.
And that's a different kind of story. Like I've said this before about OTAs. I say it about the combine a little bit in terms of what goes on there.
Sure.
And I also might say it about pro days. Pro days are a nice little exhibition for people, and especially for guys like you that went to Murray State,
of course,
right, to be able to showcase your stuff and say you didn't get invited to the combine. You get a chance there. We've had JU guys before go to Florida. It's pro day, and they get noticed there. So it's a big moment for them.
It is.
But it also shows you how teams look at it. It's that controlled setting and a setting that favors the player. It doesn't look like a neutral setting, and therefore I think the Eagles are shedding a little bit light on the value they put on it because let's be honest, this is such a cutthroat business that they are not stopping traveling because of the coronavirus if it was of utmost importance to their success.
No, for sure. But I guess here's my point because you look at it both ways from both sides of the coin here. When you talk about a pro day, if you have say like a guy like Joe Burrow's probably not going to throw out his pro day because he's going number one, but like if you have one of those top-ranked quarterbacks, right? Well, then if you're the university, if you're the agent, you can kind of structure that pro day around what he's good at, obviously,
Absolutely.
and you don't show his cons just because, dude, when you have that much,
you get to pick your routes.
Yeah, when you have that much cachet, you can do that. But if you're a guy that's maybe trying to break the third or fourth round, well then you're kind of at the team's disposal, right? Because the thing about a pro day is, yes, you run the 40-yard dash again if you want to. You do all the combine drills. But then a team can pull you aside and be like, hey, we want to see this from you. We want to see that from you. And every single team, Brent, they all kind of, yes, granted, everyone's looking for kind of the same thing. But teams kind of have needs of what they're looking for specifically in a player. So, for instance, say the Eagles. Maybe they're looking for a guy to play the wide nine and shorts as defense. Well, they want to get a guy that's fast, maybe that's lean, that has great get-off. Well, then why not do Joe's with that guy that's going to showcase that? Well, if the Eagles aren't there, maybe they can't do that. Maybe they can't get a good feel for that. So I'm just saying, from the competitive advantage, the Eagles not going to the pro days, I think it does hurt them a little bit. Obviously you still have the game film, which is the most important thing. But in my opinion, man, I think you lose off on an edge a little bit when you don't attend the pro days.
I feel like you're probably missing something if you're a team. Another check-the-box kind of moment.
Sure.
But let's be honest, man. You got tons of tape. You have the combine for most guys. You have interviews and you've done the medicals.
Senior Bowls and all those All-Star games.
And East-West Shrine.
Yeah.
You have 30 invitations for guys to visit. Now, we'll see if that changes a little bit in the draft process because of this. But you also have a chance to go see somebody in a private workout. Remember, the Jaguars went and looked at Yannick Ngakoue 2 weeks before the camp. Before the draft.
Yeah.
Cam Robinson, same thing. Doug Marrone went up there and looked at him. So you have those opportunities to go work out a guy as well. There are ample opportunities. Them not going to a pro day, I don't really think will change their draft prognosis at all. It's a little shaky up here on
the speaking of, you better change our camera's prognosis. We're tilting a little bit.
Well, I know we're knocked over, but there's a lot of people walking around and a little bumpity-bump.
A lot of traffic right now.
Speaking of bumps, we're going to bump to a break. We'll take a time out. We talk more from the Jags' perspective on the football side of things in free agency, and really from a player's perspective. How bad do the Jags look from a player's perspective that might want to sign a deal? Uh-oh. That's coming up next. Plus, how active will they be a week from today? How active will the Jags be? Remember, 4 o'clock next Wednesday, the news starts spreading.
I want a tight end by 4:01.
Adam Schefter's phone goes crazy.
I want a tight end by 4:01, Brent.
It won't happen is my guess. Well, what do you think? 904-362-9901. Jump in on the conversation or on social media. Check out the beautiful scene on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. We're live on Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690 from the 17th hole of the Players' Championship.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
I'm Jake Mitchell. For the 10th straight year, the Jaguars were not awarded any compensatory picks. However, they do have 6 picks in the first 4 rounds. And also in the NFL, Gronk is in talks to join the WWE, although at this point, there's no word on which capacity he would be participating with the promotion. According to Adam Schefter, ESPN NFL Insider, this is what Gronk's old team will do in the event that Tom Brady signs somewhere else.
So if Tom Brady were to leave, my sense is they sit down, they'd see which free agent quarterbacks are out there at that point in time, and then they take their time.
Stay connected with ESPN 690 while you're at work by listening on ESPN690.com. The best kept secret in tires is TireOutlet.com. Tire Outlet offers wholesale prices with premium service, and TireOutlet.com always has a safety-first focus. With locations throughout the First Coast, there's no need to go anywhere else for tires and service.
Good news if you're looking to propose. Beard's most exciting offer ever has been extended. 5 years, 0 interest on anything in the store.
Yes, now at Beard's Diamonds, get 0 interest for 5 years on any purchase.
And that's on top of Beard's Diamonds' already everyday low prices.
Spread your payments out over 5 full years without paying a dime in interest.
How about a $6,000 Tacori or Veragio ring? You pay just $100 a month.
Or a pair of $3,000 diamond stud earrings. You pay just $50 a month.
But hurry, 5 years, 0 interest financing won't last long.
Get her that designer setting she's been dreaming about and spread your payments out over 60 months.
Just divide your total price by 60, and that's what you'll pay a month.
Don't miss out on the best deal of the year.
0% financing store-wide held over.
Beard's Diamonds, located at the St. John's Town Center.
Or beardsdiamonds.com.
Where exceptional is affordable.
Starting a new business can be both risky and expensive depending upon the type of product or service being sold. Are you having difficulty finding the money to invest in your business? If so, then speak with one of the counselors at SCORE. Since 1964, SCORE has helped more than 11 million entrepreneurs and small business owners. In Jacksonville, SCORE provides services to almost 6,000 individuals annually. Register for a workshop or schedule a confidential mentoring session at one of 7 area locations at jacksonville.score.org.
The NHRA Mellow Yellow Drag Racing Series is headed to Gainesville Raceway for the Emily Motor Oil NHRA Gator Nationals this weekend. Kids 12 and under are free in general admission. Get tickets early and save at NHRA.com.
Internal Revenue Service. When you owe a personal or business tax debt and can't pay, just hearing those 3 words brings feelings of fear and anxiety, and it's only a matter of time before tax liens, wage garnishments, or bank levies happen to you. We are J. David Tax Law, a local law firm right here in Jacksonville. Your first step to resolution is our no-cost consultation. We take the time to go through your specific tax problem step by step. We explain exactly what your options are and how we will resolve your tax issue. At J. David Tax Law, only experienced tax attorneys will represent you, and our fee payment plans are affordable for everyone. If you have tax problems, call us now for a no-cost consultation at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or find us on the web at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Pop quiz. If you sell a home for $500,000, how much would a traditional real estate agent charge in commission? If you guessed $25,000 to $30,000, you're right. But if you think that's the only way, you're wrong. This is why thousands of homeowners are making the switch to Rex. With Rex, you get a dedicated agent and a full-service experience at a fraction of the cost. Rex uses game-changing technology to cut out the middleman and save homeowners tens of thousands of dollars in fees. See if you qualify by calling 833-REX-HOME. Remember, this is your home. Why give an insane amount of equity away to an agent? Rex offers the lowest fee in the industry without skimping on service. You'll work with an experienced real estate team with you every step of the way. Get the most out of your home. See if you qualify by calling 833-REX-HOME. 833-REX-HOME.
Florida, CQ 1057788.
Minimum fee may apply. Not licensed in all 50 states. Visit rexhomes.com to see if Rex is available in your area. Rex fully supports the principles of the Fair Housing Act and Equal Opportunity Act.
Ready, set, go to Arlington Toyota during the Ready, Set, Go construction sales event. Have you been by Arlington lately? Construction is underway for their new state-of-the-art showroom. And while the dust is flying, so are the amazing deals. Thanks to Arlington's Ready, Set, Go construction sales event. How about a 2020 Toyota Corolla? It's not $17,635. Now it's only $14,991. Yeah, $14,991 for a pre-owned 2020 Toyota Corolla at Arlington Toyota. Want a 2019 Toyota RAV4? It's not $24,195. No way. It's just $19,471 for a pre-owned 2019 Toyota RAV4 at Arlington. Plus, you'll get the Arlington Toyota $5,000 Advantage Club, including a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles with your purchase. Ready, set, go to the construction sales event happening now at Arlington Toyota, and pay up to 50% less on 2019s and even 2020s. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/readysetgo for offer details.
Hey, boss! You're not gonna believe who I just heard endorsing Safe Touch Security on the radio.
Who?
Bill O'Reilly.
The Bill O'Reilly?
Yep.
You're yanking my chain.
I thought you might say that, which is why I recorded this off the radio. Listen.
So please call my friends at Safe Touch Security and get true professional equipment, professional installation, and the only monitoring center anywhere with a guaranteed response time.
This is not good news. Now more people will feel compelled to check out Safe Touch, and they'll find out about the two-way communicator and that guaranteed response time he was talking about.
Which will create more Safe Touch customers.
See? Not good news for us crooks.
'Cause we gotta stick to the Crooks or Us motto, stay away from Safe Touch houses. Dang it, Bill O'Reilly's making our job harder.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Titan Levitar Show with the Stugats. HQ Trivia officially died over the weekend. Heck of a run, though, right?
Not really. It ascended to the mountaintop and then fell very quickly.
Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast.
Brent Martineau.
You see him every day on CBS 47, Fox 30, Action Sports Jack.
Austin Lane.
He's a former Jag star and current MMA fighter.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studio. This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 and ESPN690.com.
I don't think this is going to be Kawhi Leonard, which in defense of Kawhi Leonard, when he signed, I believe, NBA free agency or the equivalent of the opening day of NBA free agency, pre-moratorium being lifted, was like Wednesday, and Kawhi signed on Friday night, late. Like, we're talking like wake up the next morning for those of us on the East Coast to find out. And it felt like an eternity. I'm guessing Tom doesn't want to deal with that kind of wait. I think in Brady's case, there are things that hinge on his decision that are not just the Patriots' quarterback plans, but other teams.
Was that Field Yates? Is that what you said, Coos? Field Yates talking about Tom Brady. The latest on Tom Brady, by the way, from Pro Football Talk is the Bucs might be all in on Tom Brady. Could he end up with Bruce Arians and over in Tampa on the other side of the state of Florida? Before we get to that, and before you have a little message for Duval Doom as well.
Oh, I don't got
on the 3/4 zip.
You're going to put me on the spot.
Absolutely. Okay. We just had a hole-in-one here.
Yeah.
By the way, I was a little disappointed. I thought the place would erupt with a hole-in-one. It was like a golf clap on a hole-in-one.
It's pretty casual.
I had to ask what went on because I was like, I thought the place would just be absolutely bonkers.
It's pretty casual, Brent.
I mean, Tommy Fleetwood, we think, just got a hole-in-one right behind us.
Does
it count, by the way, if we say, did we just witness a hole-in-one if our backs were to it?
Oh, yeah, my back was definitely turned, didn't see it. And, Tommy Fleetwood's my dude, too. I picked him last year.
You did? You going to go get him again?
I don't know. We'll have to change my criteria a little bit because if you remember last year, I picked Tommy Fleetwood because he looks like the guy that you'd see at Jack's Beach or one of the bars to have a beer with. I mean, he's got that kind of look.
Yeah.
He has that kind of swag. I'm not sure what my criteria will be for this year yet. I'm still thinking about it.
You have a couple hours to figure it out.
I do have that a couple hours. Yes.
Fleetwood's got the game, man, for this place, too. I mean, it's a great pick.
Yeah.
And it would be a good pick again this year. I mean, Fleetwood's a tremendous player, but again, for this kind of course, can hit it straight and will give himself a bunch of opportunities, especially with the course playing so soft.
Well,
I love, by the way, this is great.
Yeah.
This is in commercials, this is what happens. Austin takes a look, and there's 15 people on the green, and people are putting all over the place. And he's like, hey, Brent, what's going on right now?
Well, because there was 20 tees. There was tees just all over the green. So I'm like, what are they doing? They're just putting all over the place. What is this? This isn't The Price is Right, or you have a putt off. You take your putt, you get off the green, you go to the next hole. I thought, but I guess they're all practicing, trying to see the lies and everything like that.
Well, yeah, because again, what happens is they'll show you. They know what locations, what area of the green the hole's going to be all 4 days, and so they'll take different shots to that hole, or putts in this case, because you're not really going to chip to this hole. Very often. So that's what they're doing. They're just sizing it up, getting the feel of it. And see that the far end, the Sunday pin here on 17, if you end up in the front of the green and you have to putt to the Sunday pin, it's really hard. Who was it last year? Jonathan Vegas made a huge putt. A couple of years ago, somebody else made a big putt, in contention, and now I can't remember. But, of course, Tiger's better than most putt happened here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can have some huge putts on this green and some difficult ones.
Let me ask you this question. I know we don't talk about video games. You hate when I bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up one more time. When I used to play Tiger Woods PGA Tour, right, every time you had a good game, you could kind of up your attributes a little bit. So you could up your long ball. You could up, your short game. You could up your putting. You could up your chip game, whatever it is. On this course here, we talk about all the time, where it's an open field because it kind of benefits or it kind of hurts everybody. If you could pick one attribute, I guess, where you'd be elite at, whether it's putting, whether it's the long ball, whether it's chipping, what are you picking for this course this weekend?
Wow, that's a good call. It's a tough one. There's two things I would want to do in a supreme way if I played out here.
Okay.
It probably fits for all golf, but really if I – see – the drive, chicks dig the long ball, right?
Yes,
the drive is the drive. I mean, Rory McIlroy hammers drive. Tiger Woods, when he was killing everybody, was hammering the drive. And everybody pounds the driver now for the most part. They all hit it long.
Okay.
The separation, the reason why Tiger is as good as he has been in his career is because he's probably the best iron player of all time, especially long irons.
Yeah.
All these guys can hit pitching wedges, 9 irons, 8 irons. What do you do with a 4 iron?
Yeah.
Can you get it 35 feet and not give yourself a real chance, or can you get it 12 feet and give yourself a birdie chance? Well, Tiger's always been unbelievable. So I would wrestle between being a great long iron player and being just the best putter on the planet. Because when Jordan Spieth was winning, he looked like the best putter on the planet. When Tiger Woods made his runs, he was the best player on the planet.
Yeah.
Even when he didn't putt, he was probably still the best player on the planet. But if you look at the end of a tournament, almost any week, and now look, 10 feet is 10 feet. If we go out there and putt 10 feet, we might make 4 of 10.
You're giving me way too much credit.
Well,
but yeah, you'd probably get 4.
Maybe. You know, maybe you make 2 of 10. I don't know. But these
Once
guys,
again, way too much credit.
Go look at the end of a tournament, and inside 10 feet, they are usually 54 out of 56.
Automatic almost.
It's automatic from 10 feet. And that, to me, is what separates
Lambeau,
these guys. You know, it's like in the NBA. What we take for granted in the NBA is the guy that can hit the 12-foot, 15-foot jumper, and he does it repeatedly. And they make that 10 to 12 to 15-foot jumper look like a layup in the NBA. In college, they don't. It's like a 50% shot.
Yeah.
And so that's a difference. And out here, it's a difference for me on the putting. 10 feet and in, again, the winner usually is awesome from 10 feet and in. Now, listen, sometimes those are 2-foot putts.
Sure.
But there's still sometimes where they're 8, 9, 10-foot putts. And usually for par or you're making birdies. And those guys are the ones that usually win, especially, in my opinion, in the big tournaments like this one here at the Players' Championship.
Long irons and putts. Noted. I like it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, the whole saying on a golf course is drive for show, putt for dough.
Is that a T-shirt yet? Because it should be.
It probably is a T-shirt.
Okay, it should be.
Why haven't we done that yet? I should have that T-shirt. I'm sure it's trademarked. Somebody's got to have trademark.
Absolutely.
But I love putting. See, I like driving. I like putting.
Yeah.
But when I play, I really enjoy the putting part. I don't necessarily putt very well, but I mean, I putt. I like that part of the game. All right, let's go to football. Couple of things. Oh, no, wait, first. Duval Doom. I hope he's listening. Duval Doom got involved in our three-quarter zip conversation yesterday.
Yeah, we got any three-quarter zips over
here?
Well,
the weather's a little bit better today, but three-quarter zip population is probably pretty high out here at TPC Sawgrass.
Yeah, for sure.
One that you questioned yesterday.
Oh, I questioned that.
Duval Doom jumped in and said, hey, I got one on right now like this. Like he even sent us a picture.
Yeah.
And then so go ahead. Tell him what you just told me.
Well, obviously he was agreeing with you more than he was agreeing with me, okay? So I felt slighted a little bit. Once again, explain to me why a three-quarter zipper is functional, and I'll come with you. Until you do that, I will not come with you. And his selfie, I'll be honest, the guy looks like in that picture with that three-quarter zip, he looks like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. Now, that's not a bad thing because Trailer Park Boys, one of the best shows of all time. But it looks like Duval Doom is going to get a carton of cigarettes, and some whiskey. So just saying, I don't see the point in the three-quarter zip. Can someone please explain it to me, and I'll go from there.
Well, there you go, Duval Doom. I'll take that as a compliment or however you want to take it.
Have you ever seen Trailer Park Boys?
No, I don't.
Oh, dude, it's so good. It's such a great TV. Yeah, it's awesome. I recommend it. It's probably not up your alley, but it's a funny show.
Hey, Kuz, just to let you know, too, the camera will die in a little bit, a couple minutes, but we are efforting a cord that got lost in our and hopefully found. So we might have to go with a graphic for a little bit here on the show from TPC Sawgrass for a few minutes until we remedy that situation. But just a heads up, Kuz, it will happen as we are live here at the Players Championship Action Sports Shacks on ESPN690. Has Tommy Fleetwood even taken the ball out of the hole yet?
I mean,
you talk about milking a hole in one.
Marinate it in there, Tommy. Just let it marinate. Just let it rest a little bit. Let it bake in there.
He hit the hole in one like a half hour ago.
Oh, dude. Is he coming down? He's coming down.
There he is right there. There's your guy.
In all his glory, nice-looking beard, a little scruff going on there. He's English, right? He's from England? UK? Yeah, bring a little anarchy in the UK to the TPC Sawgrass, man. I respect it. Rocking the white and gray polo today. A little swag to him, little swag. Black pants. Doesn't need any shorts today, even though it's a practice round, Brent. Nope. Says he's going with the pants today. Nice white Nike sneakers there, too. So, yeah, the guy's looking good. Walking tall, obviously. Good stuff from Tommy Fleetwood, man.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm going to get a little video of this as he pulls that ball out of the hole.
You
might have, by the way, on the feed, you may have been able to see it go in.
Maybe.
We'll have to rewind the show later.
Yeah. ESPN690 exclusive access.
Well, Action Sports Shacks on ESPN690. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube,
Everyone's
Twitch,
stalling
and
here.
see Tommy Fleetwood's hole-in-one.
Brent, you ever hit a hole-in-one before?
No.
Man, I'll let that thing bake so much. I'd be like just slow playing it. I'd moonwalk to it, Tommy.
Some people are infatuated with the hole-in-one.
Someone take a selfie.
I'm not.
Oh, you
all right, Tommy.
Okay, here we go.
Let's go.
Pull that thing.
Everybody clap.
Hold it up. Look at. Oh, there we go. You better hold it up, man. Trying to be humble out here. Trying to be humble on a Wednesday.
Little
Come
golf
on,
clap
Tommy.
from Austin Lane right there.
Oh, I gave him a good manly clap, man. That was impressive. But, hey, I respect it, though, man. He's being humble. He's like, it's not a big deal. I do it all the time.
That's because Tommy Fleetwood's probably made 30 hole-in-ones.
I don't care, man. I don't care, dude. You got to keep on letting them know what's up.
True.
Set the tempo for the week, Brent.
Hole-in-one's a hole-in-one.
Set the tempo.
That's right. All right, let's get after some of this football talk here. Tom Brady, big story with the Bucs.
Yeah.
You know, this has been on the radar. The Bucs are an excitable team.
They have the weapons.
We talk about Tennessee. We talk about Indianapolis. We talk about San Francisco. Even we talk about the Raiders, now of Las Vegas. But if you look at a place to go, and this is going to coincide kind of with this segment we're doing. If you're a free agent, where would you want to go? Well, free agents have the luxury of saying, this is where I want to go.
Sure.
Now, money may dictate that as well. And, of course, the courtship from a team will dictate that as well. But Tom Brady really has his choice. He can say, I want to go anywhere. In fact, he can get people traded from where he wants to go. If he wants to go to San Francisco right now, I got a hard time thinking Lynch is going to say, you know what, we don't want you, Tom.
See you, Jimmy.
I think he's going to say, see you, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
So Tampa is intriguing. But can you imagine going from the pedigree of what New England has built? Now, New England was a disaster before Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and maybe I would say pre-Bill Parcells.
Yeah.
But they were a joke of an organization, quite frankly. People forget that, but I grew up there and I know it. They wore bags over their heads. Nobody went to the game, and nobody talked about the Patriots other than to make fun of them, along with the New Orleans Saints. Mm-hmm. Well, Tampa Bay has kind of always been that. They won the Super Bowl some 20 years ago now, and that's been about it.
Yeah,
the creamsicle uniforms, the underachieving ways, not a lot of wins. Another bad football team in the state of Florida to go along with the Dolphins and the Jaguars. So, would you go from the pedigree of what New England has become, Lombardi land,
sure, to
Tampa, even though, yes, they do have weapons, and they do have a coach that you love to play for, I think most people would say, in Bruce Arians. I don't know, man. I don't see Tom going there.
And you know what? And then that's the big picture thing, right, Brent, where if Tom Brady does not stay in New England, well, then we have to ask, what is he interested in? Obviously, he probably wants to win another Super Bowl, right? That's why a lot of those players play the game. So assume that Tom Brady wants to win. Well, you're a quarterback. What do you need at your disposal to be successful? Number one, you need an offensive-minded coach. Bruce Arians is that guy. Bruce Arians puts up points. Number two, you need the weapons on offense. Well, say no more, fam. We got Mike Evans. We got Godwin. We got Cameron Brate at tight end. And we also got, and I'm not sure about him, O.J. Howard. I'm not sure what's going to happen with him yet. Jenna Lane last year told me he was going to be a fantasy breakout player. He wasn't. Jenna Lane and myself are not related. But even if we were, she would not be coming to our family reunion this year in Chicago. Sorry, Jenna Lane. You were wrong about that one. So there are weapons, at Tom Brady's disposal there. So with all those things considered, and guess what? A defense, I think, Brent, that's a little underrated sometimes, especially the defensive line. So you have some of the cogs. You have some of the pieces, I think, in Tampa Bay to at least be intrigued by. Now, the question is, can Tom Brady put him over? Can one quarterback come in there and change the whole landscape, change the whole culture, and put him over the hump? I don't even think Tom Brady can do it, to tell you the truth. So if it's me and I'm making my predictions, I would rather see either Tennessee or probably Indianapolis more than Tampa Bay. But it's definitely an intriguing thing, especially with so many weapons.
Okay, let's answer the other part of that question. We might have to carry it over into the next segment. But if you're a free agent like Tom,
yep.
But Tom's a little bit different. I mean, he's got to go find the absolute perfect situation. But if you're 30-year-old free agent, 27-year-old free agent, if you're Yannick Ngakoue, if they were to let you go, which they're not going to do.
Yeah.
If you're Vic Beasley, if you're, name it, Hooper, Austin Hooper.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go? Where's the place to go right now? And again, positional things vary.
Of course.
You got to take two things out of it. Position of need right away, and also, I think you got to be a little careful with that because everybody would be like, let's go to Kansas City.
Of course.
Well, they've got 55 guys they can throw it to already, Austin Hooper. I mean, you're not going to go take his spot.
Yeah, go look with Travis Kelce.
Yeah, so you got to be a little careful as we phrase it this way.
Exactly.
But really, the one thing we want you to take out is money.
Of course.
Let's just say everybody had even cap space, and you had the choice.
Yeah.
Give me the organizations you're going to.
See, this exercise right here, Brent, it's not so much of if you're a free agent where you're going to go, but it's like who do you think is going to be surging in the years to come an NFL franchise?
That's right.
And
sometimes it's dangerous to go with the team that just won.
Oh, of course, without a doubt. But I'm going to be honest with you.
Ask the Jags of 17.
Of course. I think if it comes down to me right now, I look at some surging teams or teams that seem like they're pretty ran very well as organizations. Number one, the Seahawks comes to mind, okay, and that was a place that I visited a couple times. Didn't get a deal done, unfortunately, but Seattle, I think, is definitely a place that's cultivated a lot of success. I think Pittsburgh, you can't pass up Pittsburgh. Yeah, I get it. Last year you go 8-8, but you look at what they went through last year, Brent, and especially Mike Tomlin, who I think is the guy going forward. I think he's one of the best coaches in the NFL. I think he gets the most out of his players, and obviously the culture, the fan base is already in place. I think Pittsburgh's a great spot. The Ravens are obviously an intriguing team. They're really surging right now. They're kind of like that new school team that everyone's cheering for. You have the MVP at quarterback right now. You kind of have a hard-nosed defense. You still have an identity of kind of that blue-collarness. So as a player, I enjoy that, and obviously a pretty good coach in Harbaugh as well. I think the New England Patriots are still
really. You don't feel like they're trending down?
It's funny because, if you go past their last couple drafts, sure, trending down, okay? If you look at the talent right now that they have on offense especially, sure, trending down. But I think if you have Robert Kraft, if you have Bill Belichick at the helm, it's hard to ever count them out. So the Patriots for me, obviously the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid is an offensive genius and one of the best coaches, probably the best coach I ever played for. And then kind of a last team, a sleeper team, at least from my perspective, The Houston Texans.
Wow.
Okay, so I think the Houston Texans are kind of surging right now as well. You got Deshaun Watson, very exciting player going forward. I think you have a great locker room there. And, playing in the AFC South, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's good. I want to continue this conversation a little bit because I think there's two ways to look at the AFC South, and also you got to be careful the way you look at teams now. The Jags are a great example of that from 17 to 18 to now here we are in 2020. By the way, breaking news, the first 4 NCAA tournament games in Dayton, Ohio will be played with no fans. In fact, games scheduled for Cleveland in the NCAA tournament, also no fans.
Wow.
So the NCAA tournament now being affected, no fans will be watching those games in the state of Ohio. More on that and more football talk when we come back live from the Players' Championship. Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. Watch the video feeds when we get the video feed back up because you might see a hole-in-one.
See, very intrigued by the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
Put this on the poll. More annoying phrase, having said that, or I will say this? Jeff Van Gundy loves I will say this instead of just saying it, and we just heard you said that, so I don't need you to tell me that you have said it.
I think it's listen. Thanks, Mike.
Stugatz's biggest verbal crutch is listen.
That is true.
The Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats on ESPN Radio and ESPN News.
It's time for some straight talk. You know what a full court press is in basketball, right? Full defensive coverage with no holes. Well, that's the kind of coverage you get with Straight Talk Wireless. It runs on America's best 4G LTE networks, same as the big carriers, but just for a lot less. Just $45 a month. Gets you the unlimited plan with 25 gigs of high-speed data, then 2G, saving you up to half the cost of the big carriers. No contract. Full court coverage, half the cost. Straight Talk Wireless. Everything for less. Savings may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Lowe's is ready with the brands pros trust, like DeWalt, so you can get the job done right. In fact, we stock the largest in-store selection of DeWalt power tools and accessories of any national retailer. And now you can save with your choice of a DeWalt Extreme 12-volt Max Compact Brushless Drill or Impact Driver, now just $99 each. And save time. Order online at lowesforpros.com and pick up your order at the Pro Desk. Today and every day. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 3/11 U.S. only.
Tullamore Dew and Barley Republic presents St. Augustine's largest St. Patrick's Day event, the 9th annual St. Patrick's Day Festival, Tuesday, March 17th at Barley Republic. Enjoy live music from Flatfoot 56, Whiskey of the Damned, Dylan Walsh, the Wobbly Toms, and more. Plus Irish food, whiskeys, and beers on draft. St. Augustine's largest St. Patrick's Day Festival on St. Patrick's Day at Barley Republic. Open at 2 p.m. Sponsored by Folio Weekly. Visit barleyrepublic.com for more information.
Say hello to your new secret advertising weapon, your own branded mobile phone number. StarStar Mobile provisions vanity mobile numbers prefixed by StarStar, providing audiences an easy way to reach your business. Give it a try now by dialing StarStar Mobile from your mobile phone. That's StarStar Mobile. When prospective customers see your offline or online ad and they dial your branded StarStar Mobile number, StarStar Mobile helps to convert them through text, voice, and online communications. Give it a try now by dialing StarStar Mobile from your mobile phone. That's StarStar Mobile.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Here's what's happening. The coronavirus further affecting the sports world. Warriors announced that tomorrow's home game against the Nets will be played without fans in observance of the San Francisco Health Office's order prohibiting group events of 1,000 people or more from assembling. The NBA, meantime, set to hold a conference call today with owners to discuss plans amid the crisis. Scenarios include playing games without fans. In addition to player and fan safety, there's another top concern for the league, explains ESPN's Brian Windhorst.
The concept that the league would potentially play playoff games without fans would be hundreds of millions of dollars in risk revenue that could, frankly, collapse the salary cap next year because all of those numbers have been computed in. These are things that are the second and third level decisions that come down the line but have to be discussed so they have an action plan going forward.
Following the state of Washington's decision to ban large group events, the Seattle Mariners moving home games from Seattle through the end of March. Team working with MLB on alternative plans. Sunday's XFL game in Seattle will be played as scheduled, but without fans.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. Brent Martineau.
You see him every day on CBS 47, Fox 30, Action Sports Jax.
Austin Lane.
He's a former Jag star and current MMA fighter.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studio. This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 and ESPN690.com.
So Sunday after we won, as you guys know, I mean, obviously there's some media stops, and I think we went and did post-tournament show with the Golf Channel or Golf Central. By that time, we'd probably been a couple hours in. I think there was a stop in the clubhouse, and the staff had tacos waiting for us in the locker room, so that was a nice way to kind of round it out. Had a drink, and then headed south, and I was on set at a shoot at 6:30 the next morning. So not a whole lot of celebrating.
Isn't that funny? When you win big events, that's what happens, right? You end up going to do things like Super Bowl champ Patrick Mahomes or whoever. You go to Disneyland or Disney World or whatever it is, and you don't sleep at all. I mean, but it's part of it. It's fun. It's what you sign up for. It's once-in-a-lifetime deal. Sure. Ricky Fowler, not necessarily once-in-a-lifetime winning the Players. Maybe it is, but you figure he's going to win some big events. Although I keep saying that, and Ricky has not delivered. I mean, he has not been able to win the majors. And you still feel like he's right there. And I said it yesterday. I say it every single year. Ricky Fowler is the one guy that if he wins 3 times this year, 2 majors, right? Mm-hmm. If he does what Brooks Koepka did these last couple of years, you have everybody out here wearing Puma gear.
Oh,
because he is that guy. People love Ricky Fowler. And I mean, I'm not even saying I fully get it why they love Ricky Fowler. I like Ricky, but I'm just saying they are in love with Ricky Fowler. Kids, whether you're 5 years old or 65 years old, you like Ricky Fowler. Men, women, boys,
dude,
girls,
I'm in love with
all
it. Dude, I have a Ricky Fowler T-shirt at home from Farmers Insurance that my friend gave me, and it's got Ricky Fowler's face, and I might wear it out here. That might be kind of weird for everybody, but I'm thinking about wearing it. Like, I'm a big Ricky Fowler fan, man. I want to see him do well for sure.
But you've got to be able to win big.
Yeah.
And he has won a lot. He has been an unbelievable player. He had the one year I think he finished top 5 in all the majors. Mm-hmm. And then he made the clutch shot last year at the it wouldn't have been last year because Tiger won 2 years ago at the Masters when Patrick Reed won, and he looked like he was going to push him. I mean, he's hit some big shots. He's done all the big things. He just can't win the majors, but he does have a Players Championship, and that is a big feather in his cap. So the resume is being built for Ricky. It's just like, okay, man, when are you going to open the floodgates and turn it on? And some of that's really tough to do in golf. Just ask Phil Mickelson. He had to deal with Tiger all those years. Well, right now, Ricky Fowler has to deal with guys like Brooks Koepka, guys like Dustin Johnson, guys like Rory McIlroy. And depending on when those guys are playing well, it's tough to beat. Same with Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth was playing well when Ricky was playing well. Yep. So it's not an easy thing to be able to do. Timing has to work out well.
And I think the thing that Ricky Fowler's got going for him, Brent, because we talked about it yesterday a lot, where when you talk about Fowler, man, obviously he was the guy that kind of brought the swag to golfing. He had these neon green, these neon orange kind of, these outfits from Puma and everything like that, and kids grew up idolizing that. And when you come to Sawgrass, you'd see kids rocking the exact same outfit that Ricky was wearing. So I think now as Ricky gets older, obviously, and probably gets a little more reserved, well, those kids also get older. But they still cheer for him because they still remember, I used to rock my Puma hat and all my Puma stuff and cheer on Ricky. And that's not going to ever go away. So I think in terms of relativity of, Ricky Fowler still being kind of a younger golfer, well, that fan base is always going to be there for him. I don't think that fan base is going to go anywhere because people grew up cheering for him. So why are they going to stop now? And let's be honest, man, in terms of Puma, I can't think of another athlete right now who's rocking Puma like Ricky Fowler does, right? I remember Jamal Charles back in the day for the Kansas City Chiefs rocked Puma, and that's about it. So if you're a Puma, obviously, and if you're a fan of sports, I mean, all it takes is a couple wins, and all of a sudden Puma's the cool thing to wear, Brent. I can't wait, man.
Yeah, By the way, nice job. I was trying to set up the video of talking Ricky Fowler for that long. That was just testing you. I was actually taking my time just to see how much you could talk Ricky Fowler.
We're at about 170 beats per minute right now, but we're all good though, man. It's all good.
A little test.
It's all good, man.
I love what's this is what we should do, right? Because I asked you a lot of questions about MMA.
Sure.
Like, what parts of golf do you just not get?
Well, we've been over the handicapping thing.
Yeah, the handicap thing is confused. By the way, a lot of people play golf for a long time and still don't understand the handicapping thing.
What's your handicap?
My handicap is right now, I think, a 9.
See, but this is my point. You think it's a 9. But what do you mean you think?
Well, I just haven't looked at it.
What do you... How? Okay, so
I might have it on my phone.
I don't want to get over the whole story again because we spent like 2 hours on this.
Well, the only time
I still don't get it.
Well, you don't. You use handicaps when you are going into a golf tournament. Some ask for handicaps. Like we have our Action Sports Extreme 18 golf tournament, and we don't ask for handicaps.
Sure.
Because most people cheat.
Okay. Okay.
So it just doesn't matter.
Okay.
So we don't do it.
Okay.
But we also so once I play in a tournament, someone will be like, "Wait, what's your handicap?" And it's a 9. It might be like an 8.8 or something, but they're going to round up to 9 anyway for these purposes. Somebody told me this the other day. I think it was Bachman. He said basically you're supposed to shoot your handicap score once every 10 rounds. So if I'm a 9, I shoot an 81 once every 10 rounds. That makes sense.
That
makes sense.
You already lost.
Well, look at par is 72 most of the time.
Sure.
Okay.
That I got
most of the time.
Yep.
Not all the time, but most of the time.
Yep.
So if your handicap's a 10, that's what basically is saying you're going to shoot an 82. And so if you're shooting an 82 and I'm shooting a 90,
sure,
right?
Yeah.
The way to level the playing field.
No, there's no leveling. You get better. If I'm shooting an 82 and you shoot a 90, hey, man, that 90's on you. Get better. Practice more.
That's a fair point.
How does that sound?
But
I don't want to even the playing field.
It sounds great unless you want to put $100 on a round.
No, let's put $100 on it. I think I'm a better golfer than you. I'm shooting 82. You shoot a 90. Then get better.
Well, why would I sign up to play a $100 round against somebody who's 8 shots better than me?
If you can't handle the heat, then get out of the kitchen. I'll find some other cook to come cook with me. We don't got to play together. If you're bad, you're bad. Simple as that. Okay, so that was my first question. I guess my next question, because right now I want to have supreme confidence that you won't make fun of me of all these golf questions that I ask you. Okay? Do I have your word on that?
Yes.
Okay.
I hope to.
My next golf question.
Already lost me on the math.
Don't bring up math with me, dude. I'm just going to daze out. All right, so my next question. Caddies.
Yeah.
What makes a great caddy? Because they're not necessarily former pros. They're just guys that, maybe are amateurs, but what makes a guy the best caddy in the world?
Great call. This one I think I can relate.
Okay.
I'm going to relate it to this. We don't have a lot in common.
Not really. Yeah, but we still get along, though.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good point.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Okay.
The chemistry is important in a caddy-player relationship.
Okay.
Caddy's got to know when to fire you up. He's got to know when to calm you down.
Sure.
He's got to know when to not talk to you at all.
Okay.
He's got to – listen, Tiger Woods can say, yeah, dude, I want to hit the 4-iron here.
Yeah.
But the caddy also has to know, hey, man, the way the wind's blowing right now, this is better to go hard 5-iron, not smooth 4-iron.
Okay.
And have those discussions. The player's always going to win the discussion. He's the one hitting the shot.
Mm-hmm.
But he has to be able to have the temperament. So I relate it to maybe us on a radio show. We have to have some chemistry, even if we don't really have a ton in common. So Tiger Woods and his caddy, they don't play the same game of golf.
Yeah, I got you.
Right?
Okay.
One might be a 12 handicap and one might be Tiger Woods.
So it's almost like being a psychologist more than anything.
That's the other word that you threw in there. Psychologist is big.
Okay.
Yeah, I think psychologist. But that's why guys shuffle through caddies, sometimes. And some have long last. Or Jim Furyk just walked through here and he had Fluff. That's actually was Tiger's old caddy way back in the day.
Oh.
And then he's now been with Jim Furyk for 20 years.
Okay.
And so those relationships are, great bonds and all that stuff. Steve Williams was with Tiger for a long time, and they finally had enough of each other. Both very dominating personalities, I believe.
Sure.
Would be the way I'd describe it. And then Stevie Williams went to Adam Scott, I think, before he ended up retiring.
Okay.
And now he's just kind of – I think he's out of the game. Maybe once in a while he comes back and caddies.
Okay.
But, it's really just kind of the perfect match. And so much of that in golf, I tell this story all the time. I asked a sports psychologist one time, Like, what do the golfers say to you? Like, what do you say to a golfer when they come in? Or why do you make the difference? Like, all this stuff. He said, it's never their fault. He said the difference between a pro golfer and like anybody else who comes on, he said it's never their fault. If they hit a bad shot, it was because of the wind. It was because of the guy in the stands. It was because of the club. It was because of the caddy. It was because of the grass. It was because of anything but their fault. And the reason they do that is because they want to stay in a positive mindset all the time. So they say, hey, it couldn't have been me.
Yeah.
If I hit that bad shot, it couldn't have been me. You know? It's kind of like what we do. It's like if we have a bad show, we say, got to be Kuz's fault.
Oh, absolutely.
On us.
That's a conversation we have probably 50% of the time as we're leaving the set.
If we're having a bad segment, it's because of these people right in front of us. They're making too much noise right now.
Okay,
that's the problem.
Well,
or we're getting distracted by hole-in-ones. It's not our fault. Well, it's kind of like our kids. Like our kids always say that. It's never our fault.
See, I find that fascinating, though, Brent, because, like, in terms of other sports, like, for instance, like fighting or football, like, if I'm going to the Super Bowl, I want a coach that's, that has played in it before, that kind of understands the player's perspective. If I'm going in a fight, I want to make sure that my coach has been in a fight before. You know what I'm saying? So, like, from that perspective, and I get, like, everyone's golfed before.
Yeah, it's a good call.
But, like, it's different how, some of these guys, I mean, I'm not sure what they would shoot as caddies, but, I mean, obviously some of these guys haven't really played on the big stage. They've been around the big stage.
It's a great question.
Played on it. Okay.
It's a great question.
Okay.
And I think everybody's a little bit different.
Okay.
And I don't think their playing status matters.
Yeah.
But I do think everyone's a bit different. And just to the point I was just making, it is interesting. Golf is a sport where players, I think eventually at the end of the day, when they're driving home or they're in their locker room or eating dinner, they probably, or maybe it's out on the range, they take some sense of accountability.
Yep.
They just don't admit it verbally, right? But in other sports, like your sport, you have to take accountability for Friday night.
Yeah.
You in football, every day you go back to the film room. Well, you're taking accountability because they're making you take accountability. They're saying you just did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. In golf, they don't do that. Like, they're not taking every shot, and some coach is showing them the film from this weekend and be like, well, man, you really could have done this a little bit better. You could. They don't do that. You know? So it's all upstairs. And I do think that caddy plays an important role in terms of being a psychologist, but that's also how guys get fired.
Okay.
If a guy is not playing well, he'll blame it on the caddy.
Okay, one last question for you right now. If I think of some more, I'll be sure to ask him
One
later.
last job of the caddy, by the way, to interrupt is
you're good.
Better, if you're caddying for me, you better keep an Uncrustable in the bag.
Hey, whenever we get the ESPN 690 golf tournament, noted. When I'm caddying for you, sounds like
this
a plan.
just into. I've never had a caddy and probably never will.
I'm just saying, I get in trouble for the Call of Duty, but you're allowed to have Uncrustables?
Oh, Uncrustables are king, man.
They are pretty good.
Still my greatest story from Augusta National when we got to play it. I had an Uncrustable on Amen Corner.
Well, but didn't you have a caddy for the Augusta?
Oh, we did, yeah.
Okay,
there are some courses you go to and you do have to. You have to have a caddy.
Okay.
So yes, we've had plenty of caddies. Those poor guys walk a bunch.
Okay,
when they play with us.
Last question. Once again, never asked it because I've been kind of nervous too. Didn't want to sound like an idiot, but I'm going to ask you now because I have your authority that you won't make fun of me. So why do guys wear the glove when they're teeing off and stuff like that, when they're hitting, but then when they get on like the green and they're putting, they take the glove off? What's the point?
It's a great call, and I do exactly that.
Okay, yeah.
Now some people will leave them on.
Okay.
Then there's Tommy Two Gloves who wears two gloves.
Okay. Just it's like a feel
there
thing?
Are very few guys that wear no gloves. But this is a very good question. I mean, this is good from you today.
Thank you.
And I really don't know. It's a sweat thing, for one. It's a grip thing. I mean, that's the obvious answer, right? It's an obvious answer of saying the one for the driver and the iron shots are mostly a grip thing.
Sure.
So, and you usually put it on your bottom hand. So if you're a right-handed golfer, so you would put the glove on your left hand.
Yep.
I put it on my right hand. I'm a left-handed golfer.
Okay.
So that's for grip and being able to drive that through. Even if your top hand falls off, you can still drive your bottom hand through the ball and at least make contact or whatever.
Okay.
And you're not slipping. Now your top hand could slip, but we'll see. That's the one that's firmly on the golf club. And I think I know the answer to this, but you're not wrong in saying, does it really have to be this way? Around the greens, you'll see guys take their glove off when they chip.
Yep.
And when they putt.
Yeah.
And the reason for that, those are all feel shots. So you want to be able to, you don't want anything in the way of your hands feeling it.
Okay.
So that's as simple as that. You know, they just want to be able to feel the swing of the putter, the sway of the putter, or the chip, or I mean, that's at least with me. Like but I got to be honest with you. As you ask that question, I'm like, I'm not really sure I need to feel everything. It might be better if I don't feel everything.
Sure.
So I don't know why the heck I have the glove off, but
Yeah.
I think I've seen Tiger do it, so I do
Well,
it too.
and that's why I was getting. I remember watching Tiger Woods do it. Okay, interesting.
And because it's cool, like you feel there are times in golf where you like feel kind of cool by taking the glove off. No, here's the thing: like you don't hit many greens when you're guys like us.
Yeah, sure.
So you hit a green from 150 yards out, and you're making that walk up to the green, and you just kind of take that glove off, take it off,
and just
slow.
throw it to your
No,
caddy.
You put it in the back pocket.
Okay, I got you.
And so it's hanging out while you're making the putt.
Man.
I mean, that's just the way it goes.
I just hope one day I'm good enough where I can have a caddy at some place, and I hit a great shot, and I take my glove off, I just throw it in my caddy's face, like, here, take that. And then I was walking tall like Tommy Fleetwood, dude. Absolutely.
There are guys that have bad moments that do stuff like that and kind of blame everything.
But I'm saying, I'm going to do it like in a cool way. I'm going to do it like, take that.
And by the way, just one other tip here.
Okay.
If you do end up having a caddy, since you've only played one full round of golf.
I have to tip him?
Bring a lot of money to tip the guy because he's going to work like a son of
a
gun.
Dude, well, you forget. One of my very first jobs was actually at a golf course, Brent, where I used to wash people's clubs and everything. So I know proper golf course etiquette somewhat. And when I say I worked at a golf course, I worked in the parking lot where I would wash people's clubs. So I didn't actually go on the golf course, but I'd wash people's clubs and everything.
Actually, if you really diagnose my first job, it would have been caddying.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Because you used to be or in Rhode Island, I think you could be once you turn 12 or 13, whatever age. And so I would ride my bike to this golf course, and they use caddies more than they do now. Even there are some clubs that use them all the time, but fewer and fewer clubs use caddies. And so there used to be like a caddy area, like this little caddy well, and
caddy shack, man.
There'd be like 60-year-old men, 40-year-old men, 20-year-old men, and 12-year-old Brent waiting for a loop.
Just learn about life, man. I like it.
I mean, but it was cool. That's where I learned the game. Like I had never played the game until then, and that's where I learned the game. But it was like you get $20 for carrying a bag, 18 holes.
That's awesome.
Now
man.
I was like 4'5" and 65 pounds, so I couldn't do the double loop. But the big guys carried 2 bags. You got $40 for making the round.
That's all. See, to me, I had it made, man, because it was like a private golf course, and obviously my job of washing clubs, all it required was me to talk to people and kind of, shoot the breeze a little bit. I can do that with anybody, man. So I'll be chatting with these old guys, man, trying to talk about golf. I don't know anything about golf, but I'm just, hey, how'd it go today? You'll get them next time, stuff like that. And dude, I'm talking like $20, man. It was a good summer gig for me.
It is a good summer gig.
I had a blast.
I'm laughing right now because our video is going sideways. But Jack Stan just tweeted in. He says, "Hate the club cleaning guy," and I'm with you, man. I've talked about this before too.
Oh no!
This is my work. This is one thing I hate. Like if you're going to play Pablo Creek or Timuquana or Sawgrass Country or here, all right, you kind of know the clientele that comes here, and you're like, well, you got to tip. Like you almost feel like, listen, if you tip a guy cleans your clubs at the end of the round, you tip him whatever, $5.
Yep.
Here at TPC, you tip 10, just because you're in a different.
Well, I'll tell you what, man.
You're in a different
Foxfire
401k
golf course.
budget.
Foxfire Golf Course, Wapaka, Wisconsin. we're talking $15 to $20 per tip. You know what I'm saying?
But Jack Stan's talking about the exact guy that I can't stand either.
That's me. You're the guy.
Yeah, because at all the courses, like if you go to a course, like that's not a private country club, and you get the guy, like you're walking your bag up, and you get the guy that meets you in the parking lot to carry your bag to the cart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I don't need you to help me with my bag. I didn't ask for that, and now I've got to give that guy a tip.
Dude, see,
I don't want to tip that guy. Yeah. Listen, we talk about tips all the time. I'm not a cheap guy.
Yeah.
Not a cheap guy at all. Yeah. Although I do feel like the more I say this story, every time it's like the guy that says, well, if I'm being honest, well, then he's probably not going to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that says, I'm not a cheap guy, and then I tell the story of why I'm a cheap guy.
For sure.
But in golf, I'm a cheap guy. Like, I don't like buying golf balls.
Yep.
Hate them. I always ask for them for Christmas and birthdays. I can't stand buying golf balls.
I don't think you next year. Okay.
And I don't like having to be forced to tip. Like, I'd rather give $20 to the guy because I want to give it to him, not because he made me give it to him.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. It puts you in a bad spot. Dude, like, and this is completely off the topic here. We'll get back to the golf tips in a second. But, like, speaking of tipping, so when I was in Dallas for my fight, right, I went to this grocery store called the Royal Blue Grocery Store. Never heard of them before. It's like an artisan grocery store. All I was going to get was some bananas and some waters, okay, some fight essentials before my fight. So I literally just get 2 big things of water and 2 bananas. Go to the checkout. I get the option to tip the worker there. And I'm like I didn't know what to do because I'm like, I don't want to offend this guy who just rang out my order. So I tipped him 15% on 2 bananas and 2 waters. And it was a grocery store. The guy literally did
what was
nothing
the tip,
for
38
me.
cents?
Well, yeah, but like, Brent, it ain't about the money, man. It's the principle, all right? I tipped 15% on a guy when he didn't do anything for me. It was a grocery store. So I was like, all right, man, I hit the button and it is what it is. But I left that grocery store feeling a little upset with myself.
But that's the new thing. Like, I saw this on Twitter the other day, and they're exactly right. If you go buy a coffee somewhere and they get that Square, like that what's that called? That Square account thing where you can run the credit card on the computer on the iPad, and it says, do you want to leave a tip?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I don't want to leave a tip. It's a cup of coffee.
But
I just
you kind of
paid
have to, though, right?
$4.50 for a cup of coffee.
But you kind of have to, though, right?
Well, you're kind of under the gun.
You're under
Especially
the gun,
if they
man.
just said, hey, saw you on TV last night.
You're under
now
the
you're
gun
really
a
screwed.
little bit. You're under the gun.
Again, tipping is a fascinating topic.
Oh, man. Who
because
you telling?
it's like they should actually teach a class in tipping.
Yeah.
Because I don't know sometimes who to tip and who not to tip.
Yeah, usually I try to tip everybody, man. I'm way too nice, and it's one of my faults sometimes, Brent, just being too nice, man.
20% is like a good rule. Like, I've taught the kids that. They know I make them do the tip now when we go out to eat.
Sure.
I just say 20%.
Yep.
And I'm not one of those guys that really varies either.
Yeah.
Like, if it was the worst meal ever, I still go 20%.
No,
you got to make a living.
Same thing here, man. I understand it completely.
But what I'm also I'm not great at, you know how you have like that cheap meal? Like, say you go to like
meals, plural for me, but yeah, I understand.
Say you go to what's the taco place? I mean, you can literally eat 4 people for like $18.
Taco Bell, Taco John's.
No,
a restaurant.
La Nop.
What?
La Nopalera.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Yeah. I mean, you can take a family of 4 for like $22.
Yeah, I got you for sure.
Well, but then it's like, I just ate here for an hour and something, and at $4.40 tip. That doesn't sound right. So then you got to go like $7 or whatever.
Yeah, you
right?
splurge a little bit, man. Absolutely.
So I'm that guy too. But tipping's a fascinating topic to me.
Like
and
I just
especially
said,
at the golf course.
If we start tipping at grocery stores, we're going to have some problems. Okay? I'm just going to say that right now.
By the way, I've been in the tipping industry. I valet parked. It's one of my favorite jobs of all time.
You valet park, too?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
dude,
the greatest job ever.
No way, dude. That's way too stressful. Weren't you ever nervous like a stick shift comes by?
I learned to drive on a stick shift, man.
Be honest. Did you ever mess up a car? Like, did you ever, whoop, there's a light pole right there. Did you ever do anything of that nature?
I honestly, that summer, I don't remember it. We did it for a summer.
Okay.
And I don't remember it.
I feel like if you did, you would have remembered it, right?
I would have. I'd be able to tell it by now. Statute of limitations have passed.
For sure.
And by the way, that was like in Providence, so there's no way they're listening, hopefully. Right now, kids, if you're getting in the broadcast business and you want to know how to kill a segment, well, we just did it.
Tipping.
Tipping.
What's the deal with this tipping? Yeah, for sure.
Let's take a break. Let's go back to sports. Right now, people are in there listening. Like, can we talk sports?
Well, hey, you know what?
We talk life sometimes.
All
on
things
this show,
considered,
people.
Brent, I had 3 golf questions answered today,
that was sports.
and I'm pretty happy, man.
Yeah, I thought that was fun.
I'm learning a lot. I'm still not the biggest fan, but I'm learning a lot, man. I'm going to get there one day.
Duval Doom is driving in Camden County right now with that 3/4 zip, and I think he enjoyed the conversation.
I hope somebody did.
What's his name now? What's the trailer? What is it?
Who's
Duval Doom
Ricky.
with it? Ricky.
Ricky from Trailer Park
We're going
Boys.
to just start calling him Ricky.
Ricky? Yeah.
We went from Ricky Fowler to another Ricky.
Ricky!
There in that segment. Let's talk football. We want to continue the conversation of free agency. Where are the places to be in the NFL? I can tell you this. We'll be honest. There's no spin in Jacksonville as being one of them.
Yeah, you get some pretty good golf around here if you're into golfing. Tom Brady.
Good fishing, good hunting, good golfing. Next on ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy and warm today. Highs 70 to 75 at the beaches, near or even a little above 80 inland. Partly cloudy tonight, dropping into the upper 50s. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jacks from the First Alert Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds, where 0% financing for 5 years has been held over. Find out more at beardsdiamonds.com. ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
I'm Jake Mitchell. For the 10th straight year, the Jaguars were not awarded any compensatory picks. However, they do have 6 picks in the first 4 rounds. And also in the NFL, Gronk is in talks to join the WWE, although at this point, there's no word on which capacity he would be participating with the promotion. According to Adam Schefter, ESPN NFL Insider, this is what Gronk's old team will do in the event that Tom Brady signs somewhere else.
So if Tom Brady were to leave, my sense is they sit down, they'd see which free agent quarterbacks are out there at that point in time, and then they take their time.
Stay connected with ESPN690 while you're at work by listening on ESPN690.com. The best kept secret in tires is TireOutlet.com. Tire Outlet offers wholesale prices with premium service, and TireOutlet.com always has a safety-first focus. With locations throughout the First Coast, there's no need to go anywhere else for tires and service.
I'm Thea Jeffers, owner of Breezy Jazz Club and T-Works Interior Decorating. It doesn't matter where you come from, it's possible to own your own business. But starting a business isn't easy. The Jacksonville Women's Business Center helped give me the confidence to keep going when the going got tough. At JWBC, I got the training, networking, and support I needed to help me reach my goals. To find out more about how JWBC can help you, visit jaxwbc.com.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I value honesty and integrity in any business relationship. That's why I recommend Safe Touch Security. Safe Touch has been offering impeccable service for more than 35 years. The safety of your family and loved ones just cannot be trusted to do-it-yourself companies that are only in it for a fast buck. Have you ever seen a do-it-yourself alarm in a bank? I didn't think so. So please call my friends at Safe Touch Security and get true professional equipment, professional installation, and the only monitoring center anywhere with a guaranteed response time. And the Safe Touch two-way communicator provides the fastest emergency response available. Get yours now at safetouch.com.
No alarm system gives you peace of mind like SafeTouch. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security Systems. Our SafeTouch two-way communicator means your family is never home alone.
Call SafeTouch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Slip and falls can be embarrassing, leaving you in pain and feeling like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After a fall, document the scene by taking photographs. Make sure to get medical attention for any injuries you may have. If you've been injured in a slip and fall, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville. Ready, set, go to Arlington Toyota during the Ready, Set, Go construction sales event. Have you been by Arlington lately? Construction is underway for their new state-of-the-art showroom. And while the dust is flying, so are the amazing deals. Thanks to Arlington's Ready, Set, Go construction sales event. How about a 2020 Toyota Camry? It's not $26,995. Now it's only $22,791. Yeah, $22,791 for a pre-owned 2020 Toyota Camry at Arlington Toyota. For your family needs, how about a 2019 Toyota Sienna? It's not $28,225. No, now it's just $22,691. $22,691 for a pre-owned 2019 Toyota Sienna. Plus, you'll get the Arlington Toyota $5,000 Advantage Club, including a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles with your purchase. Ready, set, go to the construction sales event happening now at Arlington Toyota, and pay up to 50% less on 2019s and even 2020s. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/readysetgo for offer details.
Tullamore Dew and Barley Republic presents St. Augustine's largest St. Patrick's Day event, the 9th annual St. Patrick's Day Festival, Tuesday, March 17th at Barley Republic. Enjoy live music from Flatfoot 56, Whiskey of the Damned, Dylan Walsh, the Wobbly Toms, and more. Plus Irish food, whiskeys, and beers on draft. St. Augustine's largest St. Patrick's Day Festival on St. Patrick's Day at Barley Republic. Open at 2 p.m. Sponsored by Folio Weekly. Visit barleyrepublic.com for more information.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our legal team can help you understand your options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
My boom crushed it moment. Man, I think it was when I finally said this is the ring.
Former Amazing Race contestant Brody Smith knew that he nailed it when he found the perfect diamond for his fiancée and Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, Kelsey Lawrence.
Also, that was the moment of, holy smokes, this is actually happening. Wow, I'm about to get engaged.
Just like Brody, Diamonds Direct has helped thousands and thousands of jittery men pop the question with the diamond of her dreams.
Women these days don't want the same ring as their best friend or their mom. They want something unique, and Diamonds Direct also customizes rings, so I think that's a really cool thing.
Also really cool, Diamonds Direct's no middleman pricing, the unparalleled selection, and the lifetime guarantee.
This shouldn't be a stressful time in your life. This is kind of a turning point in your life for you. Diamonds Direct has such educational diamond experts there. No stress. The girl will say yes.
Is that a 100% guarantee, Kelsey?
Diamonds Direct. Check out Brody and Kelsey on Instagram and visit us at diamondsdirect.com.
Let's say you have ED, male impotence, or maybe you suffer from PE and can't satisfy your partner. If you have either or both of these embarrassing conditions, Prime Men's Medical Center has the solution. Meet Dr. Rabinski, a specialist in men's health.
If you're experiencing ED or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center has custom blended medications designed just for you. There's no pain and no surgery. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues, not a problem. If Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, Prime Men's Medical Center has patients lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer. You'll see results on your first visit guaranteed, or your visit is free. And best of all, it's affordable.
For a private consultation with our highly skilled physicians, call 904-206-8105. We guarantee that you'll see results on your first visit, or there's no charge for your consult. Call Prime Men's Medical Center now at 904-206-8105. That's 904-206-8105.
Tullamore Dew and Barley Republic presents St. Augustine's largest St. Patrick's Day event, the 9th Annual St. Patrick's Day Festival, Tuesday, March 17th at Barley Republic. Enjoy live music from Flatfoot 56, Whiskey of the Damned, Dylan Walsh, the Wobbly Toms, and more. Plus Irish food, whiskeys, and beers on draft. St. Augustine's largest St. Patrick's Day Festival on St. Patrick's Day at Barley Republic. Open at 2 p.m. Sponsored by Folio Weekly. Visit barleyrepublic.com for more information.
First take, your take.
Who should be the highest paid athlete in all this? As we're going to have this conversation about who wins the Super Bowl next for Patrick Mahomes is a payday.
First take, your take with Jason Fitz from 1 to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN News.
Brent Martineau.
You see him every day on CBS 47, Fox 30, Action Sports Jag.
Austin Lane.
He's a former Jag star and current MMA fighter.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studio.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN690 and ESPN690.com.
I think the PGA Tour has done a great job on, the security and the fans. I feel like as a whole, the fans have been pretty good. You're always going to get a couple people here and there that are going to say something. I mean, that's normal. Any sport you play. For me, when I get behind the ropes and I get inside those ropes, I have a job to do, and that's go out and play good golf and to have a chance to win on Sundays and to provide for my family and to go out and represent myself the best way I can. And I feel like I've been doing that.
Well, that is Patrick Reed, and Patrick Reed talking about fans heckling him, and he obviously isn't complaining about it, I mean, he has embraced the villain role of golf very nicely. I mean, he is amazing to me in a weird way, right? People love golfers. I mean, it's hard to be like the villain in golf. Now, Tiger Woods was polarizing, and because Tiger Woods was polarizing, Phil Mickelson was polarizing. So you had the rivalry, and so that made people kind of like the hero or the villain. Patrick Reed is not like that. I mean, Patrick Reed, people just don't like him.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's really strange to me because he's an American golfer, and so you will have an American golfer, and it's really close to the point where even in this President's Cup or Ryder Cup, I'm not sure how many Americans are pulling for Patrick Reed.
Man, I mean, getting booed on your home court, man. It's getting booed on the home court.
Now, that's not tremendously accurate, but that's what it feels like.
Sure.
And I think he's great for the game in so many ways because it's got people talking, and every game needs a villain. Every sport needs a villain. I mean, listen, we now hate the Patriots. People have always hated the Cowboys, but they love the Cowboys. Hate the Yankees, love the Yankees. Every sport has that.
They're polarizing.
And you have players that you love, players you don't. And we have feelings about most of those kind of players. Golf has not always been like that. I mean, it's not like, yes, there was a rivalry, maybe Nicklaus and Palmer for sure, but nobody despised either one of them.
Sure.
They were both lovable guys.
How do you think people feel about Sergio Garcia?
Well, he was a great villain for a while, but now he got married, he had a kid, and golf seems so secondary that you forget about him. But Tiger and Sergio had a thing going, and that was great. I mean, that's a great call. But he also wasn't an American golfer.
Yeah.
So it's really weird to see an American golfer who doesn't have the notoriety of a Tiger, who doesn't have built-in kind of villain status just because of how big they are, iconically, then become the villain that he is. And Patrick Reed certainly is that. But he's tremendously talented. And we will see how he does here. He's one of those guys, by the way, in the mix. Best golfer to not win the Players' Championship? Well, he would be on the list. Dustin Johnson's on that list. He's on that list. John Rahm's on that list. No doubt about it. Hey, you know what? Our favorite friends of the show, live audience, are leaving. They're from Nova Scotia.
Oh, no kidding.
Say bye to them. Good talking to those
y'all
folks.
Take care. Nice to meet y'all.
From Nova Scotia, down St. Augustine for a couple of months, and they were very nice to talk to.
Yeah.
Nova Scotia. Bet the winters are a little different there.
Who you telling, man? That one's pretty up north, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like
that's way up there
that's
now.
That's a pretty northern province, if I'm not mistaken.
And I also, if you love golf, okay, and I haven't been here, but I'd love to go. I was talking to the folks about it.
1 second. Is Nova Scotia? It's in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Okay.
Well,
good.
I think it's part of Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're good. Okay.
Probably. Well, let's talk quietly so we don't.
Yeah. I don't want to
really
sound like an
embarrass
idiot all of a
ourselves.
sudden. Okay.
I mean, we're always sounding like an idiot enough, but I just don't want to sound like an idiot around them.
Sure.
But Cabot Links, if you love golf, go look up Cabot Links. I've seen it. I had a buddy that went there and played there, and so I looked it up, and it looks tremendous. So if you really do like golf, and I was just talking to these folks about it, they said, yeah, it's fascinating. It's right on the ocean, and it's like the only thing out there in this part of Nova Scotia. So, people talk about Bandon Dunes and, of course, the Pebble Beaches of the world, TPC Sawgrass, but Cabot Links looks like a cool place.
Looking like an early 90s Microsoft screensaver, man. Look at that. That's amazing. Check that out, man.
It's amazing.
I'm not mad at that.
I bet you need a sweater in July at Cabot Links.
Yeah,
there.
That's wow.
There's a nice commercial for you, Cabot Links. So
Dude,
if we come up, I want at least a free Diet Coke.
Man, that's crazy. Looks good. All right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That would be on the list. It's not really. I don't have to do bucket list golf places.
Okay.
But that would be on the list of I'll go there because Scotland's well. I always want to go to Scotland for golf. I really do. I like that style of golf, and I want to go.
That's where it started.
That's where it started.
Yeah.
So I would love to do that. Ireland is now on the list because I've heard people say that the Ireland golf is unbelievable, and maybe even better than Scotland. Stop the car on that. I'm not so sure, but people say Bandon Dunes is a place that's out in Oregon. And you've got to fly into, say, like, I'm probably wrong here, but maybe Portland, and you got to drive like 4 hours to get there, unless you got a private jet. But it's very secluded, and people will say Bandon Dunes is like going to Scotland. So if you want to stay in the United States and play a place that's like that, Bandon Dunes.
Looks pretty open. Like there's not a lot of
so
trees
the wind, it's right on the ocean,
right
too,
on the ocean.
And then this Cabot Links is a place that's kind of cool to me.
Yeah.
So I like those kind of places even more so than I would say, like even Pebble Beach or some of those kind of golf courses that people say I want to play. And, of course, we're very fortunate around here that TPC Sawgrass on a lot of people's bucket list of golf, and we're able to do that.
We just cut 2 commercials for Cabot Links, so hopefully they hear and they reimburse us for those.
Yeah, so they do, like I said, at least a free Diet Coke if we go. That would be very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to get to some football. We talked some golf, and that was fun.
Yeah.
But now let's talk a little football. Jan or Clowney?
Sure.
You brought up.
I did.
I like the topic.
Well, if you really think about it, I think it's a legitimate question.
I think you really have to think about it.
Because, at least from my perspective, Clowney's probably going to break the bank and be that new trend-setting defensive end because it's Clowney after all. But when you look at his numbers, when you look at his history, look at his age, one can start making an argument where is Yannick Ngakoue actually the favorite defensive end to take here in free agency?
All right, let's go each guy.
Sure.
Clowney came out with so much star potential coming out of South Carolina. especially that junior season.
Man.
I mean, the big hit, right?
Well, of course. Dude, Brent, I feel like he's like one of the only guys I can remember from high school that had the hype around
That's a good
him.
call.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, really good call.
Yeah.
Actually, you know who else is in that category? It's Fournette.
Sure, exactly. Yep.
But so Clowney has all this hype.
Yeah.
Therefore, I feel like his career, because his senior year at South Carolina, or maybe it was his junior year, but his last year at South Carolina was just okay. A lot of people thought he was kind of saving himself, protecting himself to be a top 3 pick, in which he was. I remember being at South Carolina Pro Day with the Jags. I mean, I went and Clowney obviously performed. The thought that I have, without looking at numbers or anything else, is Clowney's been kind of disappointing in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I think because of all the buildup prior to.
Sure. A lot of hype, man.
But if you take his last, 2 seasons in Houston, I mean, he's pretty darn good. And then, obviously, Seattle trades for him, and I think he made a difference in Seattle, too.
Yeah. I mean, listen, when you talk about Clowney, I'm reminded of the playoff game where I believe they played the Eagles, it was. And, Clowney had a good game there. But let's go back to 2019 real quick. Let's go back to only 3 sacks. All right, now, yes, he had pressures, but let's be honest, sacks are a big part of being a defensive end, especially being a pass rusher. Clowney, 3 sacks last year. Clowney never has had over 10 sacks in his career. Now, to think about that one real quick, Brent. This is a guy who's spent 6 years in the NFL, all right? Never had over 10 sacks. Now, Yannick Ngakoue's had that once, obviously, and obviously Yannick Ngakoue has a younger career. So we're talking about, Clowney really setting the precedent, whether it's $24 million, whether it's $25 million. I guess my question is, what am I not seeing in terms of why is Clowney getting all this love and Yannick Ngakoue isn't? And to support my claim here, the Seattle Seahawks, okay? Clint Hurt is their defensive line coach. Clint Hurt is a defensive line genius. I played for him in Chicago. The guy knows his stuff, okay? They know pass rushers. They know defensive linemen. They pretty much know defense in Seattle. Let's just say that, Brent, for the past decade, it seems like. So my point is, why are all these rumors coming out about the Seahawks trying to go after Ngakoue if they've had Clowney, if they've seen Clowney in action, if they've had him in the locker room, if they know what he's capable of? Why are they willing to put Clowney to the side in terms of Yannick Ngakoue?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good call. The price tag. It came out that he wanted $25 million.
Sure.
And now it's starting to come out. Now, again, depends who you believe and read, but there are rumblings coming out that even Yannick Ngakoue might be overpricing himself. Mm-hmm. I mean, the defensive ends might be overpricing themselves, even in a market that doesn't have a ton of them. Again, I always go back. Listen, Vic Beasley might not be those guys, and I think the numbers show he's not those guys, but he still has got no buzz around him. No. For a guy who has 30-something sacks, even though it's one more year, he's got more sacks than Clowney. Mm-hmm. Yet there's little buzz around Vic Beasley. So I think you really got to hone in, and that's what some of these teams have tried to do. And depending on what you read and what you believe, people are like, you're crazy. You're paying $25 million for Jadeveon Clowney.
Sure.
And I'm paying $22 million for Yannick Ngakoue.
Yep.
That's what some are saying.
Sure.
But you bring up a great point here. Seattle obviously is saying, okay, we don't need 32 sack guy over 75 games.
Yep.
And they're not going to commit those kind of dollars, especially if he wants it. Yannick Ngakoue, we already know, has 37 sacks?
It would have been 8 last year, 9.5 the previous year, 10.5 I think the previous year, and his rookie year I think he had
37.5.
Okay,
nice job with his numbers. Pretty close.
Yeah.
So 63 games and 37.5 sacks, 75 games, 32 sacks for Jadeveon Clowney.
Yep.
So Jan's numbers are better.
Sure, there you go. So my question too is, if you're the GM right now, Brent, and you have some money at your disposal, and you're in the market for a pass rusher, are you going with Clowney or are you going with Yannick Ngakoue? I think it's a legitimate, and it should. I mean, listen, when I first posed this question to myself, I'm like, oh, Clowney all day. But then when you look at the numbers, you look at the analytics, you look at the ages, I think it's a little closer than people expect it to be.
Well, I think I would go with Jan.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if it's that close. Mm-hmm. I know what I'm getting. 16 games, 15 games, played hurt on the hamstring and in a couple of those games, but he still toughed it out. And he's got 37.5 sacks, 8, 12, 9.5, 8. You don't have the dips and valleys of Jadeveon Clowney. Now, he started slow, right? 4 games out of the gates, but then 13, 14, 16, 15, 13. So I guess he's been somewhat consistent after that. 13-plus games. That's pretty good to be able to do it. But the sacks have been all over the place. 4.5, 6, 9.5, 9, down to 3. So, again, you're talking $25 million.
Yes.
Or 20-something million dollars for a guy who hasn't even reached double-digit sacks.
And guess what? I get it, man. You play with J.J. Watt, all right? So if he's in another corner, obviously J.J. Watt's getting some shine too. But guess what? Yannick Ngakoue played with Calais Campbell for a bit, okay? And Calais Campbell, commanded some of those sacks in the middle. So to me, I think it's a very comparable situation. And to me, I echo your sentiments, Brent. I would almost go with the younger guy, and do I dare say the more consistent guy with Yannick Ngakoue.
But there's also this, okay? Is it – let's take Jan out of the situation. Okay? I give you the numbers, and I say, hey, Austin, Jadeveon Clowney, big name, sometimes a big game.
Yeah.
And – I mean, is he better than Jan against the run? We can get into that later.
One could argue that.
Yeah, I think people would say that. But
I would probably say that myself.
We'll get to that later.
Okay.
So I say big name, big game, 75 games, 32 sacks, peaked at 9.5 sacks.
Yep.
Would you pay $22 million for that? And you would say, Brent, absolutely not. He doesn't command that. I'd want to go 18, 19 million. Well, then I would say, if I'm just being fair about it, okay, Jan.
Yeah.
Again, I love the numbers. 37.5 sacks, second in franchise history. 4 seasons.
Under 25 years old.
Younger, yes. He'll be 25 when he enters his 5th season.
Yeah.
Consistent, but peaked at 12 sacks and hasn't been over double digits since. He had the one great year, but Vic Beasley did too, and nobody's saying, hey, let's throw him whatever money you want to throw him.
Yeah.
You can kind of see where people are saying, all right, Jadeveon Clowney, great name, potential pass rusher premier position.
Sure.
But I ain't paying that kind of money for him.
Yep.
Can you kind of see? People say, Yannick Ngakoue, really good. Great production.
Yeah.
Or really good production.
Yeah.
But we have to really project if we're going to throw him that kind of money that he's about to take even another step to reach the Khalil Mack, Von Miller kind of status. I mean, again, I'm not saying they're not those guys.
Yeah.
But you have to project that they're going to be those guys to warrant paying them that kind of money. I can see the other side of the argument.
And you know what? This is an argument, too, from the standpoint of we can both assume, I think, Brent, that Clowney's going to probably set the market as defensive end, right? He's probably going to make around 24 to 25 million. That's what he wants. I assume eventually he could get that. And I think you and I can both assume right now that Yannick Ngakoue will make less than that. Clowney will make more than Yannick Ngakoue. I can almost guarantee that. And from that standpoint,
I'm not sure that's right, but I think you're probably right.
And here's what I'm going to say here. So if that's what's going to happen, because I think the writing is on the wall here, then what are you paying Clowney for? Are you paying him for the run-stopping capabilities, which, I'll be honest, I think he has a little more explosiveness, a little more strength than Yannick Ngakoue, but is that worth more than $2 million a year? Like, my point is, would you pay Yannick Ngakoue $22 million a year? No, you would have to pay Clowney 23, 24, 25 just because the guy gets maybe 10 more tackles for loss in a season? I have a hard time coming with you on that. So that's why I'm saying Clowney's getting all this hype right now. He's the guy that everyone's talking about to try to set the market, and my question is, coming off 3.5 sacks, why?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, again, I will say this, and I've always said this about Jan. Jan's, for whatever reason, and I think it could simply be that his name is difficult to pronounce. He does not get the attention that other guys that do things that he does, or he does things that they do, and sometimes better, get. And you're going to tell me that's Jacksonville. It's not Jacksonville. Jalen Ramsey got all the attention in the world. Calais Campbell has gotten plenty of attention. For whatever reason, Yannick Ngakoue is not a household name or across the NFL. And therefore, ESPN's not sitting there talking about him all the time.
Sure.
NFL Network's not sitting there talking about him all the time.
Yeah.
They were talking about Jalen Ramsey, is my point. So, and they always will talk about Clowney, and some of the Clowney stuff, again, started back in high school, but especially in college. Yeah. That's what got the Clowney name going. Yeah. And now everybody's waiting for that. They want to see the Clowney that hit the Michigan guy.
Yeah.
right, in the backfield.
Yep.
Everybody's been waiting 6 years to see that Clowney.
Sure.
And they're like, it's in there, but are we going to see it every weekend? And we really haven't. I mean, he's had moments, but we really haven't. Meanwhile, you got another guy in Yannick Ngakoue who nobody really had heard much about because he comes from Maryland. He's a third-round pick. His name's hard to pronounce. And he plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars, yet he has been overperforming everything since. Yeah. It's just funny how the perception works. And it's not helping Jan in that sense. It helps him here in Jacksonville more than anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like, you can make the case that the fans will help get Jan more money here in Jacksonville than any other market, any other franchise in the NFL.
Yeah.
People want Jan to stay.
Yep.
People want the Jags to pay Jan. Yes, New York Giants would love to see Jan, the diehard fans. Buffalo Bills, sure, they'd love to see him there as well. But I'm saying Clowney's name will get people buzzing all over the place if they need a pass rusher that will force maybe even a team to get caught up in the wave and pay an extra $1 million a year for him. Jan's not getting that kind of love or treatment. It doesn't feel like that. We'll see maybe in another week or whenever they work out a trade, or if he doesn't end up in Jacksonville next year and he hits the open market.
You know what? I don't want to sit here on a Wednesday and say it's because of his name why he's not that popular. But you know what? The more I dwell on this topic, and the more I think about it, the more I go back to a guy that I shared a locker room with by the name of Tamba Ali. Tamba Ali played for the Kansas City Chiefs. He had 14.5 sacks 2010. Didn't make the Pro Bowl. Had 12 sacks the following season, 9 sacks, and then 11 sacks. I played with him, for that training camp. And
he's an inside guy.
Well, no, he's a linebacker. He was an outside guy.
Oh, he was an outside. That's right. You're right.
He was a defensive end. But, number one, very quiet dude, very humble guy, and, his English wasn't the best. One could argue that Justin Houston was a lot more popular player than Tamba Ali was. Dude, Tamba Ali is one of the best, pass rushers I've ever seen in action. And the fact that that guy didn't get a lot of love for maybe his personality or maybe just his name, it is kind of baffling to me that, whether it is your name or just how you come across, either you have shine or you don't.
Well, and listen, I have long believed that. And a lot of different – listen, I believe the NHL is the fourth, or what we were talking about yesterday, below the fourth major sport in America because we can't pronounce half the people's names.
Sure.
I think soccer has not translated to the United States because – sometimes we don't know who these folks are, and just saying their name doesn't roll off your tongue.
Yeah.
I think women's golf has been that way because of some of the maybe Korean names or Asian names that are difficult. They're just not there. It's not Billy Horschel.
Yeah.
It's not Tiger Woods.
Tommy Fleetwood.
But look at the popular golf. Tommy Fleetwood, Rory McIlroy. They don't have to be from the United States.
No.
But the reason Adam Scott. It's. I just think that's a bit natural. Even Roger Federer, right?
Sure.
Bigger than Novak Djokovic.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And if you compare their stats, pretty comparable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Rafael Nadal, easier to say. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
And I hope it doesn't sound like a discriminatory thing. I just think it's a subconscious thing.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why Brent Martineau is still here in Jacksonville, and the networks haven't called.
Brent Martino. Brent Martino.
See? I mean, it happens to all of us.
Austin Lane rolls off the tongue, baby.
Megastar.
Oh, rolls off the tongue.
We'll be back on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN690.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN690.
Gonna give me some of that
Kuz. That's the most impressive thing Kuz has ever done.
Oh, without a doubt.
Here on the show.
That was very nice.
It's the best use of star 690 ever.
Listen weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. in your car or stream them. ESPN690.com.
CGC Water Treatment is celebrating Connecticut's 50th year anniversary with 50% savings for you. Purchase a Premier softener and save 50% off a K5, Connecticut's premier reverse osmosis system. That's the one I have at my home. Hey everyone, this is Brent Martineau. Get the peace of mind knowing you're drinking great tasting purified water. Call 904-694-2242. Financing available with approved credit. 904-694-2242 or visit cgcwater.com. Tell them Brent sent you. CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
You know why women love Diamonds Direct? Because they can always get a ring they're proud to wear.
I was able to get everything, the most perfect diamond I could ever want. It's just my dream ring that I thought I would never be able to afford.
You cannot beat the value that Diamonds Direct gives you.
It kind of took my breath away when I did see how big that diamond was.
You have to put your sunglasses on to look at this. It's just gorgeous. We're amazed at the quality we got for the price.
But way beyond the ring, women love the Diamonds Direct experience. It's personal, it's caring, it's authentic, and it's fun.
It's people that are pretty much family, honestly, at this point. I'm not even joking. It sounds like an exaggeration, but they're so warm and welcoming.
And they were so nice and so down to earth, and we just felt like family.
Very laid back. Not one time did we feel like we were being pressured. Not one time did we feel like we were being asked to extend a budget we did not have.
Just make you feel so at home, and you just feel comfortable shopping. It's just a great place to shop. I mean, I love it.
Discover the difference for yourself. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
Legacies are built step by step, mile by mile. Through this movement, new possibilities are born. After the late nights and early practices, past the winding roads and unexpected detours, through the rest stops and timeouts, new lanes begin to open up. And that's when the world starts to take note, because movement builds on itself and makes discovery inevitable. At Goodyear, we believe movement drives possibility beyond the ordinary, and that's where legacies begin. Goodyear, more driven.
Parents, do you want your child's shoes to fit perfectly? Then you need to get your kids Skechers Stretch Fit shoes, because Skechers Stretch Fit shoes easily slip on and fit almost like a sock. And not only do they fit like a dream, they perform like one too. Skechers Stretch Fit keeps your child's feet comfortable all day long with Skechers exclusive air-cooled memory foam. Plus, you'll love just how durable they are. And if they get dirty, just pop them in the washing machine. Skechers Stretch Fit shoes. Find them at a Skechers store near you, Skechers.com, or wherever kids' shoes are sold.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Austin Lane from Action Sports Jax. Thanks for making ESPN690 the fastest growing sports station in Jacksonville. It was a lot of fun playing for the Jacksonville Jaguars for 3 years, and I'm having just the same amount of fun on the radio every single day with ESPN690. So I'm reaching out to you to be part of our team and grow your business with ESPN690. Give us a holler at 245-8732. That's 245-8732. We look forward to hearing from you and hope you join the team.
Ready, set, go to Arlington Toyota during the Ready, Set, Go construction sales event. Have you been by Arlington lately? Construction is underway for their new state-of-the-art showroom. And while the dust is flying, so are the amazing deals. Thanks to Arlington's Ready, Set, Go construction sales event. How about a 2020 Toyota Corolla? It's not $17,635. Now it's only $14,991. Yeah, $14,991 for a pre-owned 2020 Toyota Corolla at Arlington Toyota. Want a 2019 Toyota RAV4? It's not $24,195. No way. It's just $19,471 for a pre-owned 2019 Toyota RAV4 at Arlington. Plus, you'll get the Arlington Toyota $5,000 Advantage Club, including a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles with your purchase. Ready, set, go to the construction sales event happening now at Arlington Toyota, and pay up to 50% less on 2019s and even 2020s. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/readysetgo for offer details.
Pop quiz. If you sell a home for $500,000, how much would a traditional real estate agent charge in commission? If you guessed $25,000 to $30,000, you're right. But if you think that's the only way, you're wrong. This is why thousands of homeowners are making the switch to Rex. With Rex, you get a dedicated agent and a full-service experience at a fraction of the cost. Rex uses game-changing technology to cut out the middleman and save homeowners tens of thousands of dollars in fees. See if you qualify by calling 833-REX-HOME. Remember, this is your home. Why give an insane amount of equity away to an agent? Rex offers the lowest fee in the industry without skimping on service. You'll work with an experienced real estate team with you every step of the way. Get the most out of your home. See if you qualify by calling 833-REX-HOME. 833-REX-HOME.
Florida, CQ 1057788.
Minimum fee may apply. Not licensed in all 50 states. Visit rexhomes.com to see if Rex is available in your area. Rex fully supports the principles of the Fair Housing Act and Equal Opportunity Act.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news regarding the impact of the coronavirus on the sports world. There will be no fans at March Madness. NCAA President Mark Emmert announcing both men's and women's NCAA tournament games will be played without fans, only essential staff and limited family in attendance. Warriors home game tomorrow will be played without fans in observance of the San Francisco Health Office's order prohibiting group events of 1,000 or more people from assembling. Meanwhile, the NBA holding a conference call today with NBA owners discussing a couple of scenarios, including playing games without fans. That would be tough for players, explains ESPN's Matt Barnes.
If we do go that route, how long do we keep the fans out? This is really uncharted territory. He said this is history in the making, so to speak, so it's going to be interesting. I know as a former player, the last thing we would want to do is play without our fans. I mean, we do everything for our fans. We are who we are because of our fans. So but at the same time, we have to stay proactive instead of reactive.
Seattle Mariners moving their home games from Seattle through the end of March due to Washington State banning large group events. Mariners working with MLB on alternative plans.
This isn't an announcement. It's a declaration of deliciousness. Right now, garlic butter is taken over at Church's, starring Church's $5 shrimp and tenders platter. 4 garlic butter shrimp, 2 tenders, fries, slaw, and a biscuit. Church's, bringing that down-home flavor.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN690, a Cox Media Group station. Brent Martineau.
You see him every day on CBS 47, Fox 30, Action Sports Jax.
Austin Lane.
He's a former Jag star and current MMA fighter.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studio. This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 and ESPN690.com.
Haven't given it a whole lot of thought. I've played on a couple of teams where it felt like that was the case at times. It's just, you just, again, we're in uncharted water, so we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Is Steve Kerr okay?
Steve Kerr gonna be all right?
What was that, Coos?
Hey, he was struggling for a little air there, man.
He sounds like me sometimes.
Come on now, Steve. How we doing, dude?
Steve Kerr, coronavirus, Golden State. So here's the deal. Golden State's going to play for the foreseeable future without fans in the stands. Seattle Mariners will not play with fans in the stands in the month of March. Of course, that's only a few games. Major League Baseball season begins. This just in, Coos, and I have it right, NCAA. Now, we told you earlier in the show, in the state of Ohio, because they've banned big group gatherings, that the first 4 in Dayton, Ohio, will not be with fans in the stands.
Yeah.
And the Cleveland Regional, I think, or first round, I don't know what level they have of the tournament, that also will be with no fans in the stands. And now the NCAA just came out with a statement as well, and they are not going to have fans in the stands for the foreseeable future of the NCAA tournament. Family members allowed only, and still trying to figure out if media will be allowed in. I hope so, to report on the game.
It's going to be a lot of third cousins showing up.
But
a lot of third cousins, man.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, listen, this is crazy. And I'm not saying it's wrong crazy. I'm just acknowledging it's crazy. Like, we're getting to this level. And what I really want to know is, what are they not telling us?
That's where I'm at. I feel like we're missing out on something.
I mean, again, there's 2 different things going on. If we're being real about it, it's a little bit little boy cry wolf. You tell us stuff's going wrong, and we always have it. And, again, I think politics has become this way in the United States where, I mean, what do you believe? It's all seems propaganda.
Okay. Brent getting a little political. I see you.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I just do. I mean, I'm not saying each one side or the other.
No,
both sides.
In general, yeah.
It's just become that way, so you have to filter through everything that's going on in politics. That's just the way it is. If you don't believe that, well, then I don't know what to tell you. That's not a political view. That's reality.
Brent,
so what?
With the way that it's going, the hashtag March Sadness is starting to trend.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, we're going to see sneakers squeaking. Look, people have already said, schools have said, like colleges, do everything online. Don't come back after spring break. There's those thoughts. UNF had a statement yesterday, I think, for the month of March, or maybe until like April 10th, I think it is. They're not allowed to travel in sports teams. It might even be outside the state, but I think maybe in general. So we are getting just every single organization is making plans and now changing things. But the NCAA tournament not having fans there,
it's going to be weird, right?
I wonder how they'll be reimbursed, some of these cities, you know.
People,
it's not about most importance right now, but people getting paid. Those create jobs. Those create economic impact. If that was in Jacksonville like it was last year, I mean, that would be a big deal around here not having the NCAA tournament. That was a great crowd last year at the NCAA tournament in Jacksonville, and obviously that's heads in beds and that's economy and all that stuff. We're getting none of that right now. It is really starting to feel. Now, in Italy, we had the folks on Twitter that listened to us in Italy and said pretty much the whole country is on
lockdown.
Well, we're not there yet in the United States. Certainly feels like we're trending that way.
Yeah, listen, I'm just always trying to picture this NCAA tournament with, no band. I don't know if the mascots even can get through, man. There might be no mascots, Brent. Like, it's literally just going to be a couple family members here, there, and the players. Every game's going to feel like it's like a Belmont game. That's what it's going to feel like. It's going to be like a bunch of Belmont games. And I said it because Belmont
I got it.
You know where I'm going. And all those Murray State fans listen. You guys know where I'm going too. And all those Belmont Bruin fans that are listening. And that's what it is. That's all I'm going to say. But it's going to be a weird thing.
You know what I started to say is, listen, is this the right move to make? Is this hysteria for no reason? Is it little boy cry wolf because everybody tells us stuff all the time and we're like, really, is it really happening? Whether it's weather related or this related, and the reality is, you got to take all this stuff serious. I mean, people call it fear mongering or whatever it is. It's like, I mean, I don't. The reason why that is because people don't want to live on the other side of it, not being cautious enough.
Well, because we've seen this story before a little bit. When you don't take notice and you don't take precautions, and you see how it turns out, and it turns out very, very horribly.
Yes, and then they get ridiculed, and people in high places get ridiculed for not taking action.
Exactly.
And so, again, I get it. I just don't know where to fall on it. I feel like they're holding something. They're not telling us. Now, the president's supposed to talk tonight at 9 o'clock from the Oval Office. That just came in as well. I know we're a sports show, but this is all happening like as we talk, so I'm just sharing the information if you're on the ride home. And I will also tell you this. I can tell you this is happening right now. The Players' Championship is talking about what to do. Now, they have said, the commissioner talked yesterday, that everything is on schedule. They're moving on as planned.
Yeah.
People are invited to the Players' Championship tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The people have been here today. We had good crowds yesterday for Military Appreciation Night. But I can tell you that is also a fluid situation. And the Players' Championship is discussing this, officials with the Players' Championship, as we speak, of what are they going to do. Because the bottom line is you've got to be very careful. If everybody else is doing it, you almost have to fall in line. Do you want to be the outlier that doesn't do anything?
Yeah.
And the interesting part about the PGA Tour is you're talking about a worldwide organization in its truest form. Like the NBA has worldwide players, but they play on United States soil. You're talking about PGA Tour players in the Players' Championship that have come from
we got people,
Korea,
we got
Australia.
Fans come from Nova Scotia, Brent.
We do, but the golfers themselves are all over the world too,
Sure.
in places that they said, "Oh man, kid just kicked the golf ball that he got for autographs into the pond." Oh,
where's he at?
See way down there. See the ball that's in there?
Oh yeah.
I just watched it roll in. It was like one of those deals where I wanted to go get it, but I would never have made it in time. Poor guy.
Get him out of here, man. Get him out of here. Man.
They say the current will take it right down here. So just wait a little longer, fella.
Hey, it's 3 hours late. Well, in that case, come on up here, listen to ESPN690. We'll keep you company.
Sorry, really distracted from the radio talk. But so here we are, man. I mean, it's wild. It's what we're living in right now, and I just wonder where it's going to go. Kuz, seriously, I think a lot of workplaces have said, can you do this or that from home? People use this. Like, I know one organization, and I won't name names, but one organization on Friday, this wasn't TV-related or where I work, but somebody else, on Friday they said, hey, don't come to work. We're going to use this as a test run to see if we can operate with everybody at home.
Oh, wow.
And then on Wednesday, I saw somebody else on Twitter say their workplace did a similar thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Wednesday is today. So today they said, don't come to work.
Yeah.
And we are going to operate like we need to. Can we do this? They're going to give it a test run. And I bet a lot of businesses are doing that right now. And I think this is why they're saying, hey, can we do everything from home? Can we at least function from home? And right now, you also have to wonder about what is there to function about. I mean, gas stations are open, grocery stores are open, places like that are open, public places.
Taco Bell better be open.
But are we going to get to a point where,
This guy knows what I'm talking about.
it's not? I mean, in
Brent,
the next few days?
I don't want to live in a world where Taco Bell is not open. All right, like it's not so much going to Taco Bell; it's knowing that it's there if I would ever need it.
Yeah.
If it shuts down, it's going to be a scary thing. I'll tell you what, man. I don't know where we're going to go from here. I really don't. Obviously, I think when Donald Trump says something tonight, I'm going to be, having my ears perked to see what he's got to say. Until the meantime, I got my multivitamins in my backpack. I suggest that you start taking them and start taking this whole thing seriously. So start taking that 130% vitamin C. Take it to the dome, Brent, and I'll see you tomorrow. How does that sound?
What are the, hey, Kuz, you hear, are the grocery stores like madhouses? Like, are people getting stuff like supplies? I haven't heard that part of the story.
I haven't either, but I've had friends tell me, like, yo, I went, like, last weekend, right? We were out brunching and drinking all weekend, and my friend's like, yo, did you stop by Target? I dropped like $300 on like food and cleaning supplies. And I was like, oh, should I do that? And they're like, yeah, dude, probably. Like, what if you get quarantined? And I was like, I mean, hopefully someone brings me food.
Can you imagine getting quarantined and having to do the show from the quarantine zone, Brent?
I mean, listen, sometimes if I have to do the show from my house, I feel like I'm in quarantine. This just in, too, back to sports. It's official, Tiger Woods will become a World Golf Hall of Fame member in 2021. That was a stunner.
Yeah,
they changed some of the rules.
Shocked, Brent.
You know, it's an interesting deal, right? In this sport, you can get into the Hall of Fame and still be playing.
Sure.
Phil Mickelson's already in the Hall of Fame. But they had some restrictions, and they've changed those. And now this allows Tiger to get in. I heard a little story. They just announced this. But, I think Tiger was supposed to be a part of this announcement today.
Okay.
That's how much they expected him to be here.
Yeah.
They had planned of this week.
Yeah.
Of course, with the Golf Hall of Fame right in St. Augustine and everything like that. And of course, no go on the back. Now, we're not near the media center. Maybe he did show up for it anyway. I'm not sure. I don't think he did. But anyway, Tiger Woods in the Golf Hall of Fame, which is kind of the biggest and carry on sports headline ever.
For sure, as you were, Brent. No, I mean, listen, it makes you wonder how cool it would have been if he was here for it, though, right?
Pretty good.
Just the whole celebration and everything, so it's kind of a bummer from that perspective. But
even in Tiger Woods' mind, as good as Tiger Woods has been and all the accomplishments he has, isn't even with no disrespect, by the way, to the World Golf Hall of Fame, isn't the Golf Hall of Fame is like, well, shoot, man, I knew I was going to be in the Golf Hall of Fame when I was 24.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like Rory McIlroy knows now. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, and truth be told, what do you think Tiger Woods thinks about that, the honor right now?
That's what I'm saying.
You think he's like, yeah, cool. Of course, man.
I would just say it's so listen, if Jim Furyk.
Give me a quarter zone shot for my back so I can get back out there, please.
Yeah, if Jim Furyk gets in the Hall of Fame.
Or some CBD. I don't know. Yeah.
I think it will be, he'll be emotional. It'll be like, oh, my gosh. Jim Furyk teed it up when he was 20-something years old, and he didn't think I was going to the World Golf Hall of Fame.
Sure.
Tiger Woods teed it up when he was 10 years old and thought he was going to the World Golf Hall of Fame.
Since he was 10 years old, appearing on those TV shows, you knew he was going to the Hall of Fame.
I was eating lunch today with Gary Smits and Gene Fournette, and they were saying about Joe Montana. I guess the story is, and I didn't know this. I don't know why I didn't know this, but I feel like I should.
Yeah.
But when Joe Montana was up for induction into the Hall of Fame, whoever gave the speech basically said something like, I give you Joe Montana. Sat down. Didn't even make the case.
Yeah.
Because, you have to present it.
Yeah.
That's what happens. And they basically said, they just 4 words, sat down, and Joe Montana in the Hall of Fame.
I'll tell you what, man.
Tiger Woods was kind of that way.
I'll tell you what, when you get to go in the Jacksonville Media Hall of Fame, if I ever have to do your honoration, I'm just going to be like, Brent Martineau. Sit down. 3 words. It's going to be Brent Martineau. And done.
As if we survive the coronavirus. And if I got to make it longer, I need minimum requirements for the Jacksonville Media Hall of Fame, 20 years.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Is it really 20 years?
There isn't one that exists.
Okay. There's got to be some kind of – okay.
I'm going to say, by the way, someday I'm going to just all of a sudden announce And you guys will have no clue because you won't pay attention to this or no.
You're dang right I won't.
Hey, guys, awesome day today. I just got inducted or elected.
Yeah.
And I always get those words confused because you can't get inducted until you actually get in there.
Exactly.
But you can get elected. I just got elected into the Jacksonville Broadcasters Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, yes, another Hall of Famer on the show. Now another Hall of Famer in your family.
Oh, dude, I'll be over Twitter and everything,
That's
man.
right.
It's congratulating you.
And nobody will ever know that the Jacksonville Broadcasting Hall of Fame doesn't even exist.
So real question then. In the press box in TIAA Bank Field, there is that section where we sit where there's like a wall of pictures of, of people who have come and gone.
Yep.
How do you get on that wall then? What is that wall,
that's
Brent?
a really good question.
Is it, do I dare say, a Hall of Fame?
Well, it's a Wall of Fame.
A Wall of Fame? Okay, close.
It's a Wall of Fame, and honestly, I don't know what it takes to get into, and if anybody gets in anymore. I think they started that, and I don't know if they've continued that.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I need
if you want me to knock down some doors, I'll get you on that wall, man.
Listen, I'm not opposed to getting into a Wall of Fame.
Okay. Then
but to really be satisfactory for me, I need a Hall of Fame.
Okay. Got you. Let's start with the wall, and then we'll work our way up to the hall.
That is important.
Okay.
That is definitely important. So we'll see what happens with the coronavirus here at the Players' Championship. It doesn't look like anything is changing at the moment, but we don't know. We'll see. And I think it's such a fluid situation. I'll be interested to see how many people come out.
Yeah.
Again, I said it earlier in the show, I think they're going to tie it to Tiger Woods effect. Oh, no, people didn't go. That's not the case here now. People will come out to the Players' Championship. And one of the big draws of the Players' Championship is the weather. And so if the weather is good, which is expected to be, you would expect big crowds here at the Players' Championship, with or without Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
So I think that will be a test on, say, Friday, Saturday, where everything sells out. In fact, parking's already sold out for Friday. And the test of maybe the coronavirus scare, or if some people are staying home because of it, will be the Friday, Saturday crowd. If it feels a little bit lighter, feels a little bit different. I don't think that will be Tiger related. I think that could be more coronavirus related. And by the way, that's some 24 to 36 hours from now. Oh, really, 36 to 48 hours from now. So who knows where this thing is at by then?
Right now we're at tournament games getting, with zero fans except family. Like, who knows we're going to be in another 2 or 3 days, Brent. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's what we're going to do. How about we hit the happy hour horn, Coos? You got that ready? I mean, because coronavirus or not, golf or not, fans allowed or not.
Let's get some of those antioxidants in, man. Let's go.
In fact, there might be a lot more happy hour horning going on around the country with not being able to go to games.
That's what I'm saying,
doing it from
man.
their own home.
Well, especially if you can't go to work either, man. Let's go.
I wonder if our ratings will go up if everybody stays at home.
Or we just come to their house. Whatever way, man. We do on location.
That could be. All right, Coos, let's hit the happy hour horn.
Don't make nobody come between us. Can't make nobody come between us. Oh, cherry baby.
Grab a drink, get a shot, tip your star tender.
You know what's interesting about that? Coos, when the happy hour horn used to play and it had the long rendition, I was like, oh, okay, I can go look at my phone for a second. I can, blow my nose.
Not anymore.
Mic's going to turn off. And you forget. Like the other day, I remember during the happy hour horn, I think I said I had snot dripping down my nose.
Sure did.
Because I thought my mic was off.
Yep.
It's not happening right now, but I have to check myself, get used to the mini edition.
You know what I just remembered, too, and this is completely random, but as I'm looking out here on 17, obviously just, the weather's perfect right now, calm, cool, collected, but I see these three gentlemen out here rocking the exact same thing. We're rocking some white pants with a pinkish, purplish polo shirt, and they're all three wearing the same thing. I get it, having some fun, drinking some brewskis. But I'm reminded of, you remember last year we were sitting up here, and that girl was going to bring me the onesie to wear because we got into the big topic of onesies.
Yes.
I wonder if she's around, and I wonder if she still has that onesie. That's not her right there that we're staring at right now, but I wonder if she's around here because I wonder if I want to wear that onesie, Brent. Especially if I'm going to be here on Thursday and Friday.
That's a good call, but I think it was a combination of things that happened there.
Yeah.
You then had to get out of here.
I did.
Because you didn't come back.
Exactly.
So maybe you didn't come back and check out if she did have the one.
Oh, no, I'm sure she did. Unfortunately, I had my fight last year, so I couldn't come on Thursday and Friday. So if she's around, maybe she's still got that onesie in the trunk, and I'll rock that for Thursday or Friday.
If there was a little kid just crying, we're going to get Matthew Driscoll on here in just a moment, but I got this first. If there's a little kid crying right there, right, because his ball's in the water and now it's in the middle of the pond.
Yep.
How much crying would the kid have to do for you to jump in and get it for him and be his hero?
I'm going to be honest with you, man. As long as you got the cameras rolling, I'll do it right now if you tell me to. I don't need any kids crying to jump in there. Let's make some headlines, Brent, right? All this negativity in the world. ESPN690 host jumps in water to save little boy's ball. I'm up for that. Let's go.
You know what? Now that you said it out loud, you're onto something. I'll take care of Coach Driscoll here. You go jump in and get the day.
I got it, man. Let's go.
Matthew Driscoll with us, University of North Florida men's basketball coach. It's UNF Giving Day today, so wanted to help spread the word about the Ospreys and all the good work that not only Coach Driscoll but everybody in the athletic department and at the university do. Tell us a little bit about it, Coach. What's up?
Well, first of all, the vision of the onesie, and basically what I'm thinking about is Greco-Roman. I'm thinking about possibly the Olympic. And I'm thinking about him being in the center of the ring is what I'm looking at right now.
I like it, man. I like it.
Make
Set
sure
the tempo.
you put plenty of sanitizer on yourself, though,
Done.
before you do anything else.
I feel like sanitizer and also some probably baby powder or something like that as well.
The prisoners of New York have been busy. That's for sure.
Coach,
I know one thing. They're definitely not looking for something to do. I don't know if they're more excited to make the sanitizer to make sure they're safe, or if they're actually doing it because they want to do goodwill for the human beings. I don't know.
Hey, before we get into Giving Day, can you just give us a little sense of how everybody on campus is reacting to all this with the coronavirus? And I think I saw that there's no travel for athletics or anything student organized over the next few weeks or maybe even to the month of April. I don't know how privy you are.
It hasn't reached athletics, but it is for the student body.
Student body,
some
okay.
People that were going away. Yeah, it hasn't reached athletics yet. But one of the things is, Brent, you know this well, without social media, I'm not sure if you go back maybe 15 years from now, go backwards, you wonder how much this whole thing would have kept on going. You know what I mean? How this whole thing would have perceived itself or would have been kept into certain areas where maybe people didn't really pay attention to it as much. But I think because of social media, because of the way in which we can transfer information so quickly, it's almost become like, in my opinion, like the brush fires out in California. Like all of a sudden, next thing you know, the wind's blowing and you got 2 more, then you got 10 more acres, and you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're
so
right.
I think there's so much going on with it, and there's so much uncertainty. And the other thing is you can carry it for so long without having the symptoms. It isn't like when you get a cold or a flu, you're knocked out, so you're actually quarantined yourself because you can't move. Well, this is one of those things where you can carry it, so that's probably where it differs a little bit from other things. So we just got to continue to listen. We got to continue to take heed of what's happening around us as far as like what other people are doing. I think each state is a different scenario. Obviously, New York and California, D.C., places like that are different than, let's say, the middle of Nebraska. So I think every place is a little bit different. I think we need to take it like that as well, too. But if you look at noon today to 5 o'clock today, and how much stuff is kind of what I just said, like a forest fire, how much of it is just like exploded and just grown exponentially, I think that's where we're at with this whole thing. I think the NCAA shut down the whole tournament, the fans, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
you're right.
So, and I was at practice, so I didn't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what we heard. I knew Dayton got shut down, then Cleveland.
Yeah.
But, Harvard, I think, shut down all their athletic programs. And so
I just heard from Yale, too, by the way. Someone on Twitter just said, I guess Yale's playing JU tonight, and Ivy League canceled the rest of the season. Just talking to the Yale baseball coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, Yale canceled their whole athletic programs. No more spring athletics.
Well, if the smart kids are saying something about it, we might want to follow them.
Yeah, and again, every area is different in what's going on. But I think what you just said is probably more of the reality of it. I think everybody's like, okay, so what's the NBA going to do? So the NBA did some stuff. Well, what's the NHL going to do? Well, what's the NCAA going to do? Because the NCAA is the second probably most visited sporting event next to the Super Bowl. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's a good call. I get your point either way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So if they make a decision to do that, then I think everybody's thinking, oh my Lord, it's $1 billion business. Like if they're going to do that, then maybe you see what I'm saying? So
yeah, absolutely.
I think the one thing we have to do is I think we have to be smart. I also think we have to be educated. I also don't think we should run around with with whatever. I think we should be educated about what's the best way and who's the most affected. Like in my age group, 55 to 59, like anybody who gets it, you got like a 1% chance of not surviving. So, so there's a lot of different factors that come into play with it. I don't think it's like something that everybody can just get. I don't think that's the way in which it works. I think there has to be certain things that can affect your immune system in certain ways, but I'm not a doctor either. So the answer to your question is I think everybody's going to look at the lead from the people that probably have the opportunity to either lose the most NCAA tournament or affect the most people. And I think that's what everybody's doing. I think a county in New York got quarantined, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. One last one for you. Just if no fans or very few fans, because family might be invited to NCAA, how hard will that be?
Yeah, you're allowed to have pass lists only.
Yeah, how hard will that be for coaches to get their players ready? I mean, come on, Coach. It's all about the environment. It's March Madness. It's about the buzz. I mean, you have multiple teams in there. Is that going to be difficult for teams to get up and make it feel like what they've seen on TV all their lives?
I think, number one, it's an uncharted waters, much like it was for us at Baylor when we came in after the murder. Nobody had ever had their non-conference season taken away. So when I called around to everybody, like nobody could give me advice. Like, what do? We have 104 practices before our first game. Like, you have any advice? So nobody knew because nobody's done it. So nobody's been through this particular scenario. Nobody's had to deal with this. And my first answer to you is going to be both teams are dealing with the same environment. So does a uber talented team have a greater opportunity now where upsets will be least? Because you would think when it's equal versus equal, the crowd can't help the team that maybe is the underdog or maybe is the team that's a Cinderella or maybe is that team.
Great
that they
point.
don't get that kind of energy, so to speak. And then I flip it to the other side, and I'm just answering your question.
Yeah.
It's still going to be on TV and it's still going to be nationally seen. And so because of that, I think there's still going to be enough energy. I think there's still going to be enough passion amongst the people. I just feel like the first round, I think after the first round, too, I think it's going to be better because people will then have a feel for what it's going to be like. So I think the Sweet 16 moving forward will have a lot of similarity to it. But I think the first round games – and even the first four in Dayton, I think those are the games I think that are going to be a little bit more distraught.
Wow, yeah, very well said. I like your point there. And as you're talking, Coach, I'm even thinking, as Matthew Driscoll joins us, University of North Florida men's basketball coach, and we're hitting him on a bunch of different topics. It's Giving Day at the University of North Florida. We're going to get to that right
by
next.
the way, it's been a great day. The championship team of 2015 has sent out a challenge. They're going to donate $2,015 to add for the first $2,015. So
that's pretty cool.
2015, yeah. That 2015 team, they moved on. They've graduated. A lot of guys having success. So them dudes got a challenge out. Yeah. But go ahead. Your question.
Well, just it's not a question. Just a thought on what you just said. It's in a strange way. This might be more stunning to the top seeds, the better teams, because they play in front of bigger crowds all the time.
Of course.
The lower seeds don't always play in front of those massive crowds.
Well,
so it might be, but so Coach is right. The massive crowds usually rally for the underdog.
Sure.
But at the same time, it might be more stunning. Watch the beginning of games because the Dukes of the world, the North Carolinas, the ones that come out to all that energy all the time, it will feel so different to them.
Well, keep in mind of seeding too, Brent, right? Where usually if you're like a 1 or 2 seed, you get placed, in a place where it's going to be kind of by your home
That's
court.
right.
Now all of a sudden the fans aren't at the advantage anymore, so you lose that, that top seed and the number 2 seed, and eventually I get it. If you win, you have to keep on playing everybody regardless to get to the championship. But it's just going to be a completely different scene now. And Coach, from your perspective, you guys still want to share the conference championship, the regular season this year. I mean, are you kind of concerned about if you get invited to play in a tournament where it might get canceled just from this whole the outbreak right now?
Yeah, I think by the time Friday comes around, and this is just my opinion, I think by the time Friday comes around, we're going to have a really good handle on what people are going to do moving forward, in the sense that whether people are going to have those kind of tournaments or not. So what's the NIT going to do? Who's owned by the NCAA? But what's the difference between the NIT and the NCAA tournament? They're all on home court. They're all on home court sites.
Yeah.
So now that creates a different aura. So in my opinion, by Friday, I think men's basketball and probably women's basketball will follow. I think all those tournaments will have a set plan, like this is what we're doing moving forward. However, what the caveat is, Brent, is when you laid your head on your pillow last night, whenever that was, 12 hours later, it's a completely different world as far as what everybody's doing.
Yeah, good
so
point.
12 hours from now, you're talking about governors, you're talking about CDC, you're talking about, just like in life. I think you can change the world. I think if you make a difference in one person, they can make a difference in someone. It's a ripple effect. Well, same thing. One person has it, and now everybody's afraid the next one. Well, now what if we have 2,000 cases? Next thing you know, by Saturday, it's 4,000 cases.
Yeah, very well said.
So the problem is, how is this going to ripple down? And probably one of the biggest things, and one of the biggest things we probably need to make a concerted effort about, and I am not joking about this, Brent, is we better be having a hold of our children. We better be understanding what our young people are doing, because if not, people make decisions when there's nothing to do. Idle hands sometimes aren't the greatest thing in the world. So if people aren't going to schools because they're online, or people aren't going to high schools because they're what's going to happen? 9 months from now, 10 months from now, 11 months, we're going to have a baby population boom, where next thing you know, some things trickle down the line. And I'm not saying that in any way jokingly. I'm talking about reality of
you're right.
What's going to happen with life if people don't have stuff to do. What are people going to do?
Yeah, good point. Good conversation here with University of North
We're
Florida men's
supposed to be
basketball
talking
coach.
about basketball.
I know. Matthew
the problem was we started with the onesie.
Yeah, we did.
And I'll take full responsibility for that, Coach.
As long as you're not in a hurry, we're not in a hurry either. And by the way, I did mention Duke and North Carolina. Duke's going. North Carolina's not going to the tournament anyway. But tell us about Giving Day. We see this at some universities now. Where did this come from? What is it all about? And how much of a help is it for athletic programs in the university in general on a day like today?
Number one, it's been very, very good for us. It's been a great marketing. It's been a great understanding for our people out there. Our alumni base keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. We've only been here since 72, obviously. So I think when you think of Giving Day, so many schools have it, and it's a very, very popular trend. It's a great social media trend that I think a lot of our people saw it throughout the season, because it usually happens somewhere between February and March is when people usually do it. Some people do a fall and a spring, but usually it's February and March. And what happens is that energy is just sent out everywhere. And what you do is you basically got all hands on deck, and everybody is trying to bring in money for their program. They're bringing in money for their organization. They're bringing in money for their department. They're bringing in, so everybody is online kind of going at it. So everybody's social media, everybody's network of friends, like my Baylor friends or my Clemson friends. So all those people that you normally wouldn't reach out to or wouldn't be part of that group, those people are now starting to say, hey, oh, it's Coach D. Oh, that's men's basketball. I'm going to give on that date. I'm going to match the $20.15 and match and do it like the championship team's doing. So, to me, Giving Day is all about everybody. And I think, like, for me today, I've got so many people hitting me back and so many people on social media saying, man, Coach, this is awesome. Man, Coach, this is awesome. So I think it gives you a spark. It gives you a blast. It gives you a boost. And athletics has done really well with it. So when you're out trying to and what happens is you get people that start understanding what you're about, what your university's about, what either athletics is about, or physics, or the oceanography, or the business school of Coggin, or whatever, Brooks Health, whatever it is. You're really, really, really getting those people on high alert. And here's what's crazy. A lot of those people come to our athletic events. So now you get those people excited about athletics, or those people excited about Giving Day. So the university, it's in like an automatic win-win, because everybody's pushing it out, and it's all for the good of us. And so the family wins. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I will say this, and I don't mean it in a flippant kind of way, but you guys drive a lot of the activity and maybe even the dollars in your sports department, if you will. You got a lot of good sports, but basketball is the big sport.
Yes.
No doubt about it. So when you guys bring in money, does it come to your specific sport, or does it come to your athletic department in total? Does it come to the school in total when on a day like today?
That's a great question. And by the way, there's only 23 teams in the last 6 years that have ever won 3 championships, and there's only a handful that have ever done it with 2 different rosters. And we're one of those ones, by the way. 7% of the teams in Division I basketball have had that feat completed, like we just did with our 3rd championship. When you give, you can do it in multiple ways. One of them is you can give directly to men's basketball. One of them is you can give directly to athletics in general. And then one of them is you can give directly to the university, and they have 2 or 3 different areas, or you can be specific. You can give to physics. You can give to the School of Business. You can give to nursing. You can give so you can basically, and that's the other thing too that's neat about Giving Day, is like it's all specific to where you want it to go.
Cool.
So if you had, and to me, that's another great advantage and another great thing that people can really feel like they're all in. People can really feel like they got a piece of it, or they're making a huge difference in either a student scholarship or research for certain departments or what have you. So, President Szymanski, obviously he's full bore in this, and the athletic department, Coach Moon, and everybody is full bore into it. So it's really cool because you get to pick where your money goes, which is a neat thing.
I just had, you'll like this, Coach, and this shows you what you've been able to build over there. I just had somebody from the PGA Tour 2 days ago, maybe it was yesterday, and they live near the campus, but they didn't go there, and they went to the game against Lipscomb. Obviously, you guys fell short by a point, but they're like, man, that's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun over there. It's really fun to watch them play, hitting threes and up and down, and said the beer was only $4 too. But I mean, that's kind of cool, man. That's a nice thing to hear, and I'm sure you hear that in a lot of places. But it shows you what you've been able to build there, and that's what I said to him. I said, listen, I don't know who's going to win or lose every game, and sometimes you don't win as much as you want to win, and obviously you guys would have loved to win that game. But it's a fun style to watch. There's no doubt about that, and you guys have built that. So I figured, along with hopefully the dollars coming in today, would make you feel good about what you guys have been able to do over there.
And obviously 13-2 at home, and we've always been a double-digit home-winning team in the last 6 years, and I think we've won almost 60 games at home. We've only lost like 17 or something like that, so it does create a different environment. And for you, and the other thing too, Brent, is it's a great family environment with all the activities and all the things they do, and the fact that we play Saturdays at midday, that gives a family a time to go out and spend time in the sun, or go to a movie at night, or go to dinner at night. So there's a lot of different pluses to the way in which we do it, because we understand that the more you have, like the biggest bang for your buck in darts is the middle bullseye, right? That's the student body, and we got those guys coming back. Well, then as you matriculate out and you keep going and growing, like those loyal supporters that come, and right now we're getting ready to shut the gym down. We're getting all brand new bleachers, which is going to be really cool as well too. So again, just enhancing the scoreboard, the sideline, the new bleachers. There's talk and a new a big hospitality room where people can come, and so that's really grown. And you're right, men's basketball is obviously has done a good job. Women's basketball is going to be over 500 again this year to play Gulf Coast tonight in the semis.
Big one tonight.
So there's a lot of great things going on. Volleyball as well plays in the arena as well too, and they're set in going into coach's third year to really make a big jump as well too. So, and then Coop just his name's on the new sand volleyball court. So there's a lot of good stuff going on in athletics. That's why we got to keep the momentum. We got to keep helping people understand, like your PGA guy. Like it's got to be one. Everybody's got to understand what this place is, because 1,300 acres, some people just drive by it every day and see it on the sign, but don't really get a feel for it.
Coach, obviously, in the coaching world, I mean, it's all about winning and losing ball games, and I get that, but on the hierarchy of your priorities, and I guess the hierarchy as you reflect as your time as a basketball coach here, especially at UNF, I mean, how rewarding is it, though, to kind of bring your positive attitude, to try to bring your culture in, and it rubs off on the players, obviously, and those players come back and they help out, on the special day and everything, and it's like one giant family, and it kind of trickles down to the student body and everything like that. Just from a coach's perspective, how rewarding is that for you?
I'm super proud of our senior class in the sense that they replaced 8,200 points and 2 championships, and the expectations and the understanding of what our program and our culture was about. They've helped us take it to another level. Now we're going to lose another 6,000 points. We're going to lose another championship team. But the quality of young men, I told a media guy this today, I couldn't be more proud on May 1st to have this group walk across that stage and almost like an osprey up in its nest, eventually you got to kick them out and they got to fly.
Yeah.
And we couldn't be more proud of what these dudes represent to human beings, the way they treat people, the way they understand what it means to be a husband, the way they understand what it means to be a father, the way they understand what it means to be a colleague, the way they understand what it means to be a servant, the way they understand what it means to act when you're out in public, when you're going through a tough time, when things aren't going great. All these things that they learned, it's so great to see them and to hear people tell us the kind of human beings that we have as men. And that, as a coach, is one of the greatest things in the world. Now, it's not going to keep your job, unfortunately, but it certainly does make you feel like why you can win is because of the culture. Because when talent is equal, character is the difference.
Matthew Driscoll with us, University of North Florida. All right, tell them how to give, Coach. All the Ospreys out there, all the people, the believers in the basketball program, the athletic program, the University of North Florida, and what it's doing with their students, not only their student athletes. How do you give today on UNF Giving Day?
Yeah, the fastest way, the greatest way to do it is to go to unf.edu, so that's simple. And all you got to do is just right on the front, as soon as it pulls up, there's a huge Giving Day, and just click on it. As soon as you click on it, fill it out. There's drop-down boxes of where you want the money to go to, and that's that easy. Bada bing, bada boom.
Coach, love having you on, man. Thanks. I hope you guys had a great day over there. Sounds like a lot of energy over there on the campus of the University of North Florida. Like you have,
we went down
always
to
a lot of energy.
We had our 11th annual TPC staff outing this afternoon and this morning, so that was a lot of fun. The course looks great. The people and what's going on down there, it's exciting. The tournament's going to be awesome. And Jacksonville, once again, gets put on the map, and that helps us in recruiting. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Absolutely. Matthew Driscoll, have a good night, man. Thanks for all you do. Appreciate it. That's Matthew Driscoll, University of North Florida men's basketball coach here at Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Go help out the Ospreys. Go help out the University of North Florida. Really beautiful campus right here in Jacksonville. Brett Martineau, Austin Lane. Coos, we're going to put a lot of pressure on you, man. 10 questions in 5 minutes, and we might only have about 5 minutes left.
It might be less.
When we come back. Uh-oh, and bad news for Austin Lane. He's shaking his head. Uh-oh. That news also breaking when we come back.
Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Fair to partly cloudy with areas of fog tonight, dropping into the upper 50s. Your Thursday will be partly sunny, maybe an isolated brief shower. Otherwise, highs around 80, cooler at the beaches. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jack's Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds, where 0% financing for 5 years has been held over. Find out more at beardsdiamonds.com.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Now, the NCAA just came out with a statement as well, and they are not going to have fans in the stands for the foreseeable future of the NCAA tournament. Family members allowed only, and still trying to figure out if media will be allowed in.
It's going to be a lot of third cousins showing up.
But
a lot of third cousins, man.
Yes, absolutely.
The hashtag March Sadness is starting to trend. Listen weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. ESPN690.com.
CGC Water Treatment is celebrating Connecticut's 50th year anniversary with 50% savings for you. Purchase a Premier softener and save 50% off a K5, Connecticut's premier reverse osmosis system. That's the one I have at my home. Hey, everyone, this is Brent Martineau. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Financing available with approved credit. Don't waste money on bottled water. Call 904-694-2242 or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
While the rest of the country is focused on the madness in North Florida, it's all about cigars at Aroma Stogie Fest, the area's largest annual celebration of all things cigar and Topicania. Join Brent Martineau and Austin Lane from ESPN 690 Action Sports Jacks as they broadcast live on Friday, March 27th from 3 to 6 p.m. And you could win Stogie Fest VIP tickets and other great prizes. The ESPN 690 Action Sports Jacks live broadcast from Aroma Stogie Fest is brought to you by Investor Financial. Learn more at stogiefest.com.
Slip and falls can be embarrassing, leaving you in pain and feeling like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anna John Levine. After a fall, document the scene by taking photographs. Make sure to get medical attention for any injuries you may have. If you've been injured in a slip and fall, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
It's the home of the Action Sports Jacks Dream 18, and it can be your home course as well. The Golf Club at Southampton in North St. Johns County, located off County Road 210, family-owned and operated, and a fun course to play. The Golf Club at Southampton offers club membership programs starting at just $79. With its elite practice facility and player-friendly golf course design, it will be your gateway to a great time with the family or with your buddies. Become a member in 2020. For more information, call the Golf Club at Southampton at 904-287-PLAY. Be bold, Jacksonville, with Bold City Heating and Air. When it's hot, we turn on the AC. When it's colder, we flip on the heat. But are you getting the best value with your system? Hey, everyone, this is Brent Martineau. Insulation is an important part of comfort and efficiency in your home. At Bold City Heating and Air, they offer free consultations and quotes on your insulation. Call 904-379-1648 or check out boldcityac.com. 5-star reviews on Facebook and Google. Be bold, Jacksonville, with Bold City Heating and Air.
Join Wawa in supporting the Red Cross and their assistance of individuals impacted by disasters. Volunteer your time, or from now through April 12th, make a donation at any Wawa store. Wawa and the Wawa Foundation are proud partners of the Red Cross.
The NHRA Mellow Yellow Drag Racing Series is headed to Gainesville Raceway for the Emily Motor Oil NHRA Gator Nationals this weekend. Kids 12 and under are free in general admission. Get tickets early and save at NHRA.com.
Free financing at Beard's Diamonds has been held over.
Yes, get zero interest financing for 5 years on anything and everything.
Yes, get free financing on eternity bands, all wedding bands, all diamond bracelets, even loose diamonds, and more.
5 years on anything and everything.
But hurry, while our free financing has been extended, it won't last long.
How about a $6,000 designer setting?
You pay just $100 a month and spread your payments out over 60 months.
How about a GIA certified diamond with a Decoria Veragio setting for $12,000?
You pay just $200 a month.
Pick out that one-of-a-kind piece, then divide your total by 60, and that's what you pay a month.
But hurry, this incredible 5-year zero-interest financing store-wide won't last long.
Beard's Diamonds, located at the St. John's Town Center.
Or shop at beardsdiamonds.com.
Where exceptional is affordable.
While the rest of the country is focused on the madness in North Florida, it's all about cigars at Aroma Stogie Fest, the area's largest annual celebration of all things cigar and Topacania. Join Brent Martineau and Austin Lane from ESPN690 Action Sports Jacks as they broadcast live on Friday, March 27th from 3 to 6 p.m. And you can win Stogie Fest VIP tickets and other great prizes. The ESPN690 Action Sports Jacks live broadcast from Aroma Stogie Fest is brought to you by Investor Financial. Learn more at stogiefest.com.
I'm Glenn Levine, a board-certified civil trial lawyer. That means the Florida bars recognize me as an expert in the field of civil trial. As a trial lawyer, I'm trained to investigate every aspect of your case. If you've been involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Hey, boss, is it just me, or have you noticed more Safe Touch security signs on this street?
I did notice. 8 out of the last 10 houses were Safe Touch houses.
Boss, maybe this has something to do with it. Listen.
And the Safe Touch two-way communicator provides the fastest emergency response available.
Oh, goody.
Get yours
now Bill O'Reilly is spreading the word about Safe Touch. You know what this means, don't you?
That more people are going to hear Bill O'Reilly talking about Safe Touch?
Well, yeah, but it also means more people are going to check into Safe Touch.
Oh, and then they're going to find out how good Safe Touch is.
And get Safe Touch.
And every new Safe Touch house is a house scratched off our target list.
Exactly. Because we got to stick to the Crooks of Us motto, stay away from Safe Touch houses. I used to like that guy.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
If you have a specific medical problem, you call a specialist. Broken leg?
Call an orthopedist. Cataracts? Call an ophthalmologist. At Prime Men's Medical Center, our doctors specialize in ED and PE. Listen to Dr. Rubinski, a renowned expert in men's health.
I'm Dr. Rubinski. If you're experiencing ED or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center has custom blended medications to help you last longer in the bedroom, regardless of age or past medical history, with no pain or surgery. In fact, you'll see results in the office guaranteed, or your exam is free. Patients are now lasting for 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer. And best of all, treatments are affordable.
Men, if Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, call Prime Men's Medical Center for a private consultation with our highly skilled physicians. Call 904-206-8105. 904-206-8105. 904-206-8105.
See, very intrigued by the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
You like money. I suggest you get your voice looked at.
It's allergy season.
It seems to be always allergy season, Stugatz.
That's because it is. The Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugatz on ESPN Radio and ESPN News.
Brent Martineau.
You see him every day on CBS 47, Fox 30, Action Sports Jag.
Austin Lane.
He's a former Jag star and current MMA fighter.
Broadcasting live from the Anna Jar and Levine studio.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN690 and ESPN690.com.
The Ivy League tournament is not a moneymaker, and so prioritizing it and preserving it is not necessarily something I'd imagine is a huge priority there right now. Because what is on the other side, and the fear, I believe, in all of this going forward, is going to be litigation, right? Like, correct. If you're the one person whose kid gets sick because of one of these sporting events, guess what the modern idea is? We're going to turn around and sue.
Correct.
We're going to go ahead and recover damages and make ourselves whole in a lot of this. So I'm sure the fear for a lot of these places is we don't want to get sued.
That's Mike Golick Jr. talking about coronavirus and everything getting canceled. And since they had their show this morning on ESPN 690, well, more things being canceled. So stay tuned to that. We'll keep you updated on the TV side, CBS 47 and Fox 30. By the way, no word yet about the Players' Championship. Things still on. You have your tickets for tomorrow. You're welcome to come here to TPC Sawgrass Stadium course here in Ponte Vedra and watch as everybody and the tournament gets underway as the golfers hit the course tomorrow morning. We'll have our winner in just a moment. All right. Kuz, I don't know if you can do this. We have less than 5 minutes, 10 questions in 5 minutes or
less. Do you want to get to
less.
the breaking news real quick or not?
Oh, yeah, the breaking news, too.
You teased that.
I did. Well, sorry, I'm in a hurry here.
Okay,
and I
you're
could
good.
care less about WrestleMania.
Okay, real quick, man. According to WrestleInc.com, which is pretty reliable, they're now saying that sources are claiming, with valid reports, saying that WrestleMania may not go on as scheduled. More reports will be released tomorrow.
I invite you to look at the feed when you get home if you're just listening on radio, and look at Austin's reaction to this.
Okay.
I mean,
keep it up. Keep it up, man.
Are you okay?
I've never been to WrestleMania before. I got my tickets all booked. The Airbnb's all set up, and I'm a little disappointed. Yeah, man, I'm not okay right now.
Yeah, okay.
But it's cool.
I forgot you were going.
Yeah, it's in Tampa Bay. It's right down the road. I can spit there if I wanted to. Whatever, Kuz. Get these 5 questions.
Hey, I'm going to Vegas, and I can't even go to March Madness now,
you know
man.
What?
I feel your
Everyone's
pain.
Suffering.
I'm going to California, and I might not be able to go to California. We're all in the same boat. We'll just have one big block party. All right, go ahead.
That.
Kuz, what you got? Let's
All
do
right,
it.
Austin, my first question. Now that I can't go to Vegas, what should – no, I'm kidding.
Fremont Street, baby. I'm telling you, Fremont Street is the ultimate answer.
No, first question. March 18th when, deals can be signed, who's the first guy the Jags go and sign?
Ooh, as free agent, you mean? Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you put me on the spot.
Mention your guy. Didn't you want Klein or something?
Yeah, let's go A.J. Klein.
Okay.
A.J. Klein out of New Orleans.
Okay.
Well, formerly out of New Orleans.
Okay,
Yep.
Brent, this one sent in from Steve Boston on our stream. He says, if we're losing Jan, should the Jags switch it up to a 4-3 defense?
Well, they're already in a 4-3 defense. The question is, should they switch to a 3-4 defense? And a lot of people believe so, including Austin Lane for the last
and they're asking Brent
11 months.
Well, I kind of picked that. I picked Brent because I knew you would.
I know.
But you don't think I'm well equipped to answer this
I'm
question?
kidding, man, because you know how I feel about the 3-4 defense. I'm just joking with you.
But that has I don't think it has anything to do with Jan necessarily. I think it has more to do with Josh Allen's skill set. And whether they have Jan or not, they have to consider at least having a hybrid of sorts and showing some 3-4 looks. Really what Austin has said since last April.
Thanks, man.
All right, we're definitely not going to be able to get all of these in time, but we're going to
stop
go as
yapping.
many as we can.
Hurry,
Austin,
yep. Yeah.
HJ Scott on our stream asks, will they draft a tight end in the draft?
I mean, maybe in the later rounds, but nothing early on. I've talked about it before. History has shown that when you draft a tight end in the first couple of rounds, he does not contribute right away. It takes time to adapt, and unfortunately, the Jaguars don't have that luxury of adapting, so they have to go right now. So no, they don't draft the tight end in the first. I'm going to say first 3 rounds for sure.
Okay, let's do 3 more. Brent here. ESPN article says the best and worst free agent signing for the Jags in the last 5 years. Calais is the best. Nick Foles is the worst. Do you agree?
No, I don't. I think that it's too early to tell if that's the worst signing. But I guess it is. I mean, on paper, right? It's $88 million, expensive one with very little production to this point, but a story that could still change. I'm trying to think who else would even be on the list of worst free agent signings. I mean, Jake Ryan just signed and didn't play for anybody. Julius Thomas might be, because they thought he was going to be a difference maker, and he was not at all. I would actually say that's probably a better one. I like the Julius Thomas one. Brandon Albert ended up retiring, or they traded for him or something.
Yep.
And Jake Ryan never played a snap, and they paid $6 million. So there's probably worse ones, but I get the point.
Yep.
All right, and then Austin, in that article, they also claim that Calais is the best free agent signing in franchise history. Do you agree with that?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's a guy you're talking about going in the Ring of Honor and everything like that. What he's done for the community, Walter Payton, Man of the Year, Pro Bowler, obviously, All-Pro. Yeah, I think he's.
There's one caveat here. It's like street free agent or actual free agent, because Jimmy Smith, obviously one of the greats of all time, also was technically a free agent.
Okay, that's a good point then. Yeah.
All right, so Brent, this was the last one. You told me I had to make it Call of Duty themed. So in the new Call of Duty game, you can pick your teammates. Tom Brady also wants to have some say in his roster or his teammates. And if you are a team, do you say yes to that?
Say that again.
You're really digging deep with the Call of Duty reference.
What was the thing he said?
Tom Brady says he wants to have some input over the decision for the roster. If you're a team, do you sign off on that?
Yeah, absolutely. If Tom Brady's going to be my quarterback, I say, yeah, Tom, what do you want? And we'll give it to you. All right, who are you picking?
All right, so this year I'm picking my players based on who looks like they have the best immune system, because we don't know how this is going to go down the next couple of days. So with my favorite, I'm taking the man. He's glowing in this picture. He's got that energy. I'm taking, I got to be quiet here, Ricky Fowler.
For my
sleeper? Yeah, for my sleeper. This guy came out of nowhere. No idea what this guy's all about, but he's got a nice-looking set of hair, really lush, great smile, plump, rosy cheeks. I'm taking Victor Hovland.
That's Victor Hovland.
Yes.
And he's one of the bright young stars on the PGA
Tour.
Hey,
he's going to be a bright young winner when he wins the Players' Championship.
By the way,
with a good immune system.
I'm going to go with Dustin Johnson. He's been my theme guy all week. I feel like he's the best guy out here to not have won the Players' Championship. It's his time to win the Players' Championship. And then my sleeper pick is going to be a guy by the name of Brandon Grace. This guy sneaks on the leaderboards and front pages of leaderboards. Keep an eye, could fit his style as well. Brandon Grace, I'll go with my sleeper pick. Gotta love, too, they told us to be quiet. We just kept getting you louder and louder and louder
man.
at the end.
Picks.
Apologies for the golfers teeing off in the 18th hole.
Hey, it's practice. You'll be all right.
Yeah, they'll be all right. That's going to do it for us. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. We'll see you on TV tonight, CBS 47 and Fox 30. Be bold, Jacksonville, with Bold City Heating and Air. When it's hot, we turn on the AC. When it's colder, we flip on the heat. But are you getting the best value with your system? Hey, everyone, this is Brent Martineau. Insulation is an important part of comfort and efficiency